Check, 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 check. Check, 1, 2. Check, check. Jay? Check, 1, 2. Check, check. Check. Check, check. Everybody got me? All right. Check, 1, 2 is good. Check, check, check. Check.
Bayou Time Sports is brought to you by Terrebonne General Health System Community Sports Institute in conjunction with Barker Honda and Barker Kia.
All right, we're at Buddy Marcellus Stadium, and I'm going to tell you what, all week long we've been hearing about the rain. We've been hearing about it would be a washout, but guess what? It's football weather here. They got a couple of showers lingering around, but we're not even going to talk about that because it's a beautiful night for football. It's a little chilly. Stan's got his hands in his jacket. He's a little chilly, but I'll start with you, Stan. You've seen a lot of football, and looking at Shaw's side, Shaw comes in with a lot of experience on defense. But Vandebilt, they have some horses too, so I expect a low-scoring game and a dogfight.
I would agree with that, Martin. Listen, two teams that mirror each other a whole lot too. They both run 3-4 defenses. They both zone read, like to do those things. They're two teams that are both obviously really well coached. And you mentioned the rain. Kudos to whoever keeps up this field here at Vandebilt Catholic because it is in really good shape.
And Steve, I'll come to you because I want Chuck to talk about he's got some relatives on the other side and friends. But Steve, you've been watching football for a long time. We were over there watching the Shaw players. They got a couple of guys that are, 4-star, maybe a 5-star in the group.
Yeah, number 21 is a 4-star guy. He's being recruited by TCU and Mississippi State. Number 2 has signed with Washington State. And when you're down on the field, you realize Shaw has some size and they have numbers. It's one of the few teams this year that Vanderbilt's played that has more players on the other sideline. But they got a lot of size. You can see they're well put together. It's going to be a good game.
Now, what we're going to do is a little different tonight. I'm going to talk to Chuck. Chuck's going to hang with me on the sideline, and he's going to be my eyes down here. We're going to do it like the Pat McAfee deal where I'm actually be participating with the booth. So we're going to have a 3-way communication going, and Steve, and I tell you, it's going to be a fun night. But Chuck, you got a lot of ties to the Shaw side, so they take this stuff serious, don't they?
Well, they do, Martin. I grew up on the West Bank in New Orleans. Shaw's always taking their football game seriously. Back to the days of Nacho Albergamo, John Forcade, Keith Forcade. They had a lot of good athletes come through there, so it's exciting to be here tonight. As most of, or not everybody, but you may not know, this is our first home semifinal game since 1977 when somebody was playing on that team. I don't remember. Oh, it might have been Martin Folks.
Well, they had a lot of guys playing on that night. We had a good team. We had a lot of athletes, but what I'm impressed about on this Vanderbilt team now, we had physical people on our team. But Stan, I got to sort of bring in that nutrition and that weightlifting because when you see these guys, they are cut, they're built, they all hit the weights. It's a different kind of look than when we were playing and we were juniors and seniors.
Yeah, actually, speaking of Jeremy Gildner, they put in place having Terrebonne General to have those guys who come in and they do weights and conditioning, they do nutrition with these kids. So they're building a really solid infrastructure, and I think it's going to get better and better, Martin. I think what we're seeing tonight is just sort of the start for Vandebilt Catholic.
And I know our class that played in that semifinal having a big party. And they might have the game on right now from what I heard. So I want to tell that class of 1978, they're tuning in, they're watching. Should be a great game. I know y'all have to go to the booth. So y'all going up there to the booth. Me and Chuck are going to hang out here. I'm going to mention the sponsors in a second. But good luck, guys. It's going to be a big game. We'll see y'all. But Chuck's going to help me out here. And what I'm going to do while we're showing and getting ready for
south end of the home stands,
the national anthem and also a prayer, I want to mention the sponsors that we have tonight. And by the way, Chuck is one of those sponsors, St. Martin and Bork. They do so much for the community, but let me go in the order that we put them in. I don't want to mess Jason up here. Terrebonne General Health Systems. We got Phyllis Peoples. They've been helping the community for quite some time, training in nutrition for these teams. So we appreciate them being a sponsor tonight. We have South Louisiana Bank. Of course, Steve works at South Louisiana Bank. Great group of people that are helping us tonight. Gulf Coast Orthopedic. And we have a lot of ties here. Young Sinak football. He's a big kid, good prospect.
kid,
Yeah,
good-looking athlete.
his dad, Dr.
Playing
Chris
really well
Sinak,
this
is with Gulf Coast Orthopedic. We have Barker Buick and Barker Honda. Of course, Mike Barker and the Barker family. We appreciate them quite a bit. We have Brown and Brown Insurance and Chris LaPere, whose son also plays tonight. Good ball player, yeah. Trapp Chevrolet. Of course, we got Hanky Trapp and Barry Saunders. They got a lot of relatives here. They've been supporting the school for a long time. And we appreciate all the sponsors. Quality Rental Tools. Got Jack Clements and Jamie Womack helping out. You know, Jack came to Vandebilt a long time ago, I should say. And of course, St. Martin and Bork. We got Chuck, Chris, Mike, Ginger, a handful of people. They do so much. We're going to be covering a Christmas giveaway like we do every year. Santa's going to be coming to town, right?
Santa's coming to town this Wednesday. We're going to make our rounds of the local schools with Santa, let him bring some joy to the young kids at those schools. Looking forward to that, Martin. It's one of my favorite times of the year.
Yeah, and y'all just did a Thanksgiving giveaway too. And also Terrebonne Ford. I want to thank Brett Barker and John Jacuzzo and Ann Barker and that whole crew for helping us out tonight. So as we look on the field, we see it's about game time, folks, and the teams are coming out, and we are going to walk it through, and I'm waiting for the guys to get up. Let me turn it over to the booth a little while because both teams are about to come out, and of course we're going to pause for the national anthem and of course the prayer. So let me kick it up to the booth.
Thank you, Martin. This is one of the most exciting times of the game when these guys get to run through their banners, get to the sidelines. And, you know, we saw it when Shaw took the field and they stormed up to try and to do their warm-ups. I mean, those guys are excited. Vandebilt was a little more businesslike. It's a home game, but you can feel the excitement out there between these two teams.
I will say this, too, for everybody out there who's saying, well, it's a little bit later start time. I don't know if we ever explained that we had a light bank.
We did not.
That actually went down before the game. So one of the towers here at Buddy Moricello had a little problem with the electricity. And some guys came in, got after it, got it fixed. They decided to move it back 15 minutes, but that's okay because we're still playing football.
Yeah, I think we were all a little concerned when all three towers on the visitor side went out. They talked about not being able to play the game tonight. That would have been a little rough. I don't know where they would have played it, if it would have been tomorrow during the day or what, but it would have definitely taken some momentum away.
That was Matt Bourgeois that came with E3 to fix that light stand, and he did a great job because it was dark out there, but they got it going.
And I tell you, he didn't just fix it. The lights didn't go out. The tower caught fire.
It did.
You could smell it on the field. The tower was actually on fire. And I was very concerned, but I tell you, he said I'd get a few lights on, but it looks like they all came on.
All right, I'm surrounded over here by Vandebilt Terriers, and they are ready. Let me tell you, the adrenaline at the pep rally was palatable today. So let's listen in. We're going to get close, and y'all got a better vantage point, but it's electric out here right now.
Oh, there's no doubt. You could feel it up here. I mean, you could tell the pageantry of high school football, especially when you get to the semifinals.
I'm with one of the sponsors right here. We just mentioned your name. Are you ready for the game?
Oh, yes, sir. I can't wait. These boys are prepared. The coaches got these boys prepared every week. Every week. It's going to be exciting. Good football game.
All right, Chris LaPere, thank you for your sponsorship. We appreciate you.
Martin, it's Friday night. It's semifinals. You got the 6th-ranked Vandebilt Terriers at 9-1. The 7th-ranked Shaw Eagles at 6-4, but right now that doesn't matter. They're both 2-0 coming into this game, trying to punch their ticket to the Superdome.
And it looks like we have the captains out there to get ready to get this thing started. Number 67, Devin Dehort for the Terriers, also out there. Number 3 for the Terriers, that's Logan Email. Number 71, the center for the Terriers, Philip Sinak. And of course the quarterback out there, Ethan Heaney. And listen, doesn't get better than this. Again, kudos to whoever keeps up the field here, because it is in what I would consider is the best possible situation you could have with all of the rain we had the last 2 days.
Considering the rain, it's outstanding. You know, we walked it normally even on the sidelines where the players stand, you're going to get some water, standing water. It's nothing. It's dry on both sides. No, not dry. It's just not slushy on both sides outside.
All right, we're going to start getting ready for the national anthem, and I'm sure we're going to have a prayer here. And so it's man, I'm pumped. I'm pumped. Here we go.
At this time, we ask that you please rise, stand, remove your hats for tonight's invocation. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and the Holy Spirit, amen. Heavenly Father, you created this day for gain, not loss, success, not failure, positive actions, not negative thoughts. Lord, inspire us with a desire for greatness, to wisely use these gifts and talents you have so generously given to us. Create in these young athletes the right attitude to excel in the classroom and in life. The firm belief in God, family, and friendship. The enduring commitment to persevere, to never quit no matter what the score, to never give up no matter what the odds. Lord, please watch over all of those here tonight and protect us all from harm. In your name we pray. Amen. In the name of the Father, the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's honor America with the playing and singing of our national anthem, led by the Regiment of Vandebilt Catholic and Director Alex Boone. The drum major is Ali Ponte.
How about that?
Well,
Does that give you the goosebumps?
I saw you were holding the microphone close to the stands, but you didn't have to hold it up. I heard the roar when that song ended.
Oh yeah, Friday night, baby, Friday night. Hey, Robin, how you doing, buddy? Thank you. Got the police on hand, everybody's on hand. This is a big one, boys. This is a big one.
The winner of this one goes on to take on the winner of the University High St. Charles Catholic game. By the way, an early score in that one. St. Charles Catholic has already taken a 7-0 lead. St. Charles Catholic, the #1 seed, and University, the #4 seed. Of course, our Vanderbilt Terriers are the #6 seed tonight, and Shaw, the #7 seed.
It's going to be a good matchup. And we are ready for some football.
All right, I got my sidekick, got Chuck York with me. He's going to help me spot down here. And I'm looking forward to this one. The sidelines are wet, but the field looks great.
It does. I mean, from up here, you can see there's a little wear where the teams were, and I think by the end of the night you'll get a little bit more, but it didn't feel very slippery. And they've got cleats. You know, they buy shoes for this type of field and for this event. So I'm hoping it doesn't change the game. And the kick is up. Good return for the Terriers out to about the 24-yard line.
Yep, Andre LePere on the return.
Rontre Carter make that stop.
Good return for the Terriers out to about I think we'll be calling his name quite often tonight.
Andre LePere
name will be called quite a bit.
He's the junior. That's the 4-star. Talked to the coaches on the field, and you know, all of us when we were on the field pregame, you could tell that kid is very well put together.
No doubt about that. He's going to play an outside linebacker position tonight. He's a 4-year starter, and consider that he's only a junior. That's pretty impressive. He's been starting since he's been in the 8th grade.
Both of these teams have a little bit of size to them. You know, Vanderbilt's not always a very big squad, but this year they've got some hosses on that offensive line. Heaney with a handoff to Thibodeau, and he doesn't go anywhere. He gets back to the line of scrimmage. He's going to play 2nd and 10.
I thought I saw a face mask on that. Did y'all catch it?
I don't see any laundry on the field.
Don't see a flag.
Got a hand right around that face mask. Might have let go.
Second and 10. Thibodeau had a really good game last week. I know you guys, Stan, you called the game. He's shifty.
He is very shifty. And listen, he has a great compliment when you have Jace Thomas coming in there. But 3 guys to contend with Shaw. You know, 91, 95, 92. Those 3 down linemen are very good.
And he takes a snap in the shotgun, throws it out to Bourgeois. Bourgeois catches the ball out to the 30-yard line. Nice pickup of 6. Can play 3rd and 4. Well,
there's your guy, Rontre Carter.
And he takes a snap in the shotgun, throws it out to Bourgeois. Bourgeois catches the ball out to the 30-yard line. Nice pickup of 6.
You know, you see him from the booth, and you watch him on TV. He doesn't look real big, but when he comes up to you on the sideline,
yeah,
he's well put together.
He is.
He's tall.
Tall. He's got some speed. He's got good hands, obviously. Made that catch. It was out. They spotted him down at the 29, so it's play 3rd and 5. He walks up to the line, gets back in the shotgun, calls for the ball, takes a snap, inside handoff to Thibodeau, and he's going to be stopped at about the 31. Good defense.
Look who made the stop.
It's our guy.
Carter.
He's all over the field, and he actually has a brother who's out there on defense with him also.
He's going to be stopped at about the 31. Good defense.
Look who made the stop. Are you impressed with
it's
number
2,
Carter?
He's all over.
He's looking good. He's got a lot of accolades and a lot of good plays so far this year. And on this first drive, he was on the spot.
Yeah, no, he's a ball hawk, but he's got the physical attributes to go with it. So he's going to be somebody that needs to be contended with.
High snap. Bourgeois' kick, not a bad kick.
Nice punt.
And Shaw lets the ball roll, and it's going to go down to the 19-yard line.
Man, he hung that thing up.
Outstanding punt.
Beautiful.
Good reception and a good punt, all in the first drive.
And look, guys, just telling you like it is, when you're playing a game like this, that first drive, you sort of get the jitters out. And I was talking to, Heaney's father, and if you don't have jitters in a game like this or just a little butterflies, then you got to get your pulse checked. But you're in that first series,
Yeah, Stan and I were talking. You had some jitters on the sidelines before we went on air, Martin, so I'm glad you're settling in, buddy.
I did. It's like I'm reliving.
Oh, nice defense.
Oh!
Wow. Thomas LeConte ripped his helmet off. Number 23, DeAndre Franklin, tried to hand off to the left side, and he just blasted through that line, and he was headhunting on that one. Loss of 3, 2nd and 13.
And to add insult to injury, DeAndre Franklin, who is basically their guy on offense, right? He's the bell cow. He's got to come out the game because his helmet came off.
Yeah, I don't think he wasn't face mask. He kind of headlocked him. Great penetration by LeConte.
Watch his quarterback, very athletic, Alan Shaw, only a junior.
He's going to take off up the middle. Vandebilt in pursuit. Oh, he's got the outside. He cuts it back for a first down. Nice pickup of about 16, 17 yards.
Yeah. You know what I liked on that run? He's patient.
He was very patient on that.
He slowed it down. He waited for his blocks. He's patient, but he's got the speed to go with it.
Yeah, went through the middle, cut it out to the outside, went back to the middle, but there is a flag on the play. We'll see if they're going to call that face mask or a hold. That is a personal foul, face mask against the Terriers. That's a tough penalty. 15 yards added to the end of that run.
One trait of Hank Tierney is that he loves to put his best athlete at quarterback. And I think you're going to see the young man, Alan Shaw. Ironically, his name is Shaw.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's a young man who was a basketball player. Went get him off the basketball court. He can make things happen, and certainly he did on that last play.
That brings the ball all the way out to the 48-yard line where Shaw's going to play a 1st and 10. Alan Shaw in the shotgun, looks over the sidelines, make sure he's got the proper play call, and hand it off to number 23, Franklin, up the middle, and he picks up about 3.
That's what Franklin does. He kind of squirms in the hole. He'll get you 4 yards at a time, 3 yards at a time. Looks like it's going to be a pickup of 3 on that play.
Who made that? Logan, he made that stop, looked like?
I couldn't tell. It's right in front of us.
Looked like a Logan Hemel made that stop. Another great athlete on that Vandebilt side.
Logan plays both ways. He plays safety and he plays running back on special packages. But, all right. A little confusion out there. 4 seconds left on the play clock. Snap to number 6, Shaw. And nice defense again. That was Email and Menard. Crash Menard, I believe, is who caught him. Well, it was a couple guys.
But let me tell you, that defensive line for Vandebilt collapsed them.
Dehart, Menard, and Logan Email all got a piece of him. Held him to a 2-yard gain. But you're going to play 3rd and 5.
Either somebody a little dinged up or somebody called the timeout. I will say this. Listen, we're gonna say Crash Menard's name a couple of times here tonight. This is a young man who has no regard for his body, only a sophomore, and he came up and stuck the kid with the ball that time.
Yeah, and when you say only a sophomore, I mean, he's playing a linebacker position where you're reacting, you're thinking, you're the quarterback on the defense, and he is in on everything. You know, I was at the game against John Ehret, and he had one of the an interception deep when John Ehret was about to score. He came out of nowhere. I mean, that kid, he understands football, and he is all over the field. And
for anybody wondering, yes, he is the son of the head baseball coach here, Chad Menard.
And he's a catcher on the baseball field.
I don't know if you can hear the crowd, but we sure can.
Oh, they're loud.
Big 3rd down here in the 1st quarter. Oh, wow. Nice throw that time by Shaw. Picked up about 13 yards.
Braylon Jackson.
That was a bullet. That was a bullet.
Braylon Jackson's only a freshman, but we were down on the field. He's got to go at least 6'3".
Yeah, I was talking to the coaches. That's actually Greg Monroe, the basketball player. I think he played at Helen Cox.
He did.
And he was 6'10", played in the NBA several seasons. That's his nephew. So
he went on to Georgetown, if I'm not mistaken.
I think that is where he played.
Oh, new quarterback in here.
Oh, that's number 0, Trenton Townsend, a linebacker, listed on there. No, I'm sorry, I was flipped it.
That was actually
Jaquan Carter.
Yeah, Jaquan Carter's in there.
Listed as a defensive back. I'm trying to look at the sidelines to see if number 6 is hurt. Yeah, maybe that's why they had a stoppage of play.
You very well could be right. I didn't even notice that he had gotten hurt.
He got popped pretty good on that play before that. And,
yeah, he was on the other side of the field.
Yeah, he was wobbly going to the field.
Couldn't see it, so they put a defensive back in. Playing a 2nd and 8 from the Terrier 26-yard line. Is that 0 or is that number 8?
That's 0.
Wow.
I tell you what, that's Jaquan Carter again.
I think Anthony Condell. You sure it's a 0 and not an 8, Martin? Because number 8 is a 9th grade quarterback. No, it's an 8.
Right.
It is number 8.
Right. It is number 8.
That's Anthony Condell, 9th grade, just a freshman.
And I am trying to find on the sideline Alan Shaw, possibly being worked on by the medical staff, but that was a nice run, no doubt, by Condon.
Hands the ball off to Franklin, and he's popped, but he breaks through.
Oh, he's down to about the 1-yard line. What a
Josh
terrific
Fairchild.
run.
He carried Josh Fairchild, who is not a small guy.
Trent Townsend had that first shot at him, and you don't realize how physical these guys are till you're down on the sideline, but don't kid yourself. Shaw may have lost 4 games, but they have some athletes.
Well, they lost to Edna Carr. I mean, who could basically compete with the New Orleans Saints at this point?
St. Charles Catholic. And Bell Chase was still in the playoffs.
Yeah, so great defense by the entire Terrier.
Thomas
defensive line.
Thomas
LeCompte is the one who pulled him back, but he was stopped by, I think, quite a few people. But LeCompte was the guy first, absolutely. So now they play a 2nd down from about the 4-yard line, and our spotter is telling me he's looked at the sidelines and he has spotted Shaw, and they're working on his left arm.
Not good for a quarterback.
Some straight across. He's kind of twirling his arm around, not sure if he's going to return. Kondo hands off to Franklin again, and as Fairchild stopped him in his tracks. Fairchild and Menard. Vandebilt defense clamping down in the red zone. I mean, they shot the gap.
So here's a big difference. Shaw does have a kicker, whereas Lake Charles Prep last week did not have a kicker.
So on the I watched some of the game. Who kicked off on
defensive back?
Really?
Here we go. A lot of substitution for Shaw on this.
They're going to that spread.
4 wide receivers. Mondale looks over to the sidelines. And Shaw calls a timeout.
Probably a smart move. You have a young freshman quarterback in there, and you have an opportunity to get in the end zone. You know, gather yourself up right here. I sort of can't see. I don't have the binoculars to look on the other side and see Allen. Oh, there he is. You're right. Steve, he's over there kind of shaking his arm around. I think we'll see him later in the game. I don't
know if it's just a stinger because they're not. His pads are still on.
You know, watch that little skinny route inside because Shaw likes to go to that. They like to spread them out and then a little skinny route right on the inside. So I'm sure Vanderbilt scouted them pretty well, though.
The one thing I'm pretty sure of, DeAndre Franklin is going to sort of be a guinea pig on this play. I just can't see them giving the ball to him 3 times in a row.
All right, playing 3rd down, about the 3-yard line. Looks like it's starting to drizzle. Kondo calls to the ball, fakes it to Franklin. He's looking in the end zone. He throws it, and he throws it way over the head of the wide receiver. And their wide receivers are pretty tall.
That was a drag route in the back of the end zone, and actually that young man looked like he had the opportunity to catch that if the ball would have been anywhere close. But again,
Tyree Lowe, he was open.
You have a young freshman quarterback in there, Anthony Condell, and just couldn't connect with him. And
rolling to his left, right-handed quarterback.
Here we go.
All right.
We mentioned they do have a kicker, and that young man's name is John Carlos DeBrand.
Looks like the rain's coming down pretty hard, and the kick is up, and it is good. Well, Vanderbilt kind of dodges a bullet right there, considering they had that 15-yard penalty, and they let them go down the field. They clamped down in the red zone, and they're only down 3-0 with 3:56 left in the first quarter.
Hey, let's do this while we have a break. I want to thank those sponsors again that made this possible, and we're able to get some monies in the Vandebilt Catholic, but while they're setting up, it's more than a drizzle, Steve. It's a rain, okay?
Yeah.
It's a rain. But Terrebonne General Health Systems, we appreciate them for helping us out tonight. South Louisiana Bank, Gulf Coast Orthopedic, Barker Buick Honda, Brown & Brown with Chris LePere, Trapp Chevrolet, Quality Rental Tools, St. Martin and Bork, and Terrebonne Ford. And we're going to mention those names quite a bit tonight because they made this telecast possible. We'll kick it back to you. Let's play some ball here.
Well, Martin, talking about playing ball, I heard Chris Ernie announcing that there's an alumni basketball game. Maybe you and I ought to think about playing in that.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't either. All right. Got LePere with the ball, and he's going to take it out to about the same 24-yard line like the first kickoff. Shaw's very athletic, very quick, didn't have a lot of open place to run.
You know what I sense out here, and of course you expect this in a semifinal game, it's just as you get around these Vanderbilt players, they're amped up. As you go through these different games and you get to this kind of game, it's hard not to be amped up. They're very amped up, and you can tell they know they're in a big game, and it's just the energy levels are higher.
All right, you got Heaney in the shotgun. Bourgeois in motion, he hands off to Bryce Thibodeau. Bryce cuts it to the outside and tackled by who else? Number 21 again. Rontre Carter. That's got to be the 4th time we called his name.
He's the real deal.
He's the real deal. He runs exceptionally well, and he usually lines up to the strong side of the field. And he's a playmaker.
They just can't get hands on him. All right, Heaney calls for the ball, fakes it to Thibodeau, and
91.
he is tackled for a large loss over 15-yard line by Jaden Weber.
Who's a junior defensive lineman, but you know what you could tell about Shaw? Vandebilt's well scouted. They scouted him pretty good.
Yeah, he wasn't fooled, and they had Thibodeau. They had a guy right in front of Thibodeau. Heaney made the right call, but 91 changed direction really quickly. Weber changed direction, and he was able to catch him.
He's their pass
around
rusher.
The left side.
Jaden Weber is their pass rushing guy, and obviously he's got good wheels.
So it's 3rd and long for Vandebilt, about 15. Throw a little screen pass to the outside, and that's going to go nowhere. They might have lost a yard on that play.
I think there's our number 0, Jaquan Carter, who comes up and does a terrific job. Another loss on the play, it looks like.
A chance. Well, I have a chance. Let me mention the head coach for Vandebilt, Brian Wallace, defensive coordinator Stuart Hanna, and we have Easton Malonson, offensive coordinator, and we have offensive line Chandler Arsenault, defensive line Glenn Thurman. And we'll pick up after this play, guys.
All right, Bourgeois in the punt. Return man for Shaw. Come on, 5, Alan Shaw. He's a running back. He's on the 45-yard line. He's going to gather it. And, great tackle by Email. Wow.
Nice job of coverage by Email, no doubt.
Boy, Email, he's up for the game. There's no doubt.
He is. They had a host of Terriers waiting for him, but Email caught him right at midfield. Great tackle.
On that defensive line, we got Glenn Thurman, wide receivers coach Ashton Dewey, tight ends Hal Bolland, assistant DBs Dawson Martinez, and assistant linebacker coach James Basarmo.
I tell you, Martin, I'd ask you to read the assistant coaches for Shaw, but it might take the whole rest of the first quarter.
They got about 40 of them. Thank God I laminated my sheets down here.
Yeah, you're right, because it does look like it's coming down pretty good. Little reverse action. Looks like he's going to throw the ball deep and out of bounds.
Good coverage. Number 21 for Vandebilt.
A little flea flicker going, see if they can catch Vandy sleeping. But yeah, safety was over there.
Yeah, Liam Boisin.
Kondo back in the game at quarterback, the young freshman. I'm sure this is not the way that Hank Tierney envisioned this game going, but here we go.
Well, Shaw just came back in.
Yeah, but I said it a minute too early, I think. There's Alan Shaw back in the game at quarterback.
We'll see how he's right-handed. We'll see how he does. He's going to, gosh.
Hello.
What a sack.
Townsend. Trenton Townsend.
Trenton Townsend and Crash Menard are made of the same cloth.
It's an outstanding, just shot the gap, and quarterback had no chance. When he looked up, he was in his face. Welcome back to the game, Mr. Shaw.
Yeah, he's been greeted quite a bit.
He's going to roll out. He's looking downfield, and he's going to throw, and a little bit high. Intended for Tyree Lowe.
Yeah, but they had good coverage out there. Jaden Coleman was on him. He'd have had that been a perfect pass.
Yeah, and I still don't think he would have got the first down. He was on a little comeback route. So, would have gave him something to think about with 4th down and about 3 to go on that side of the 50 in a game like this. You just never know.
So we'll see with the rain. Now, look, in warm-ups, he was shanking a few. Not trying to jinx the young fella, but in this rain, it gets the kicker sometimes.
And LePere very dangerous back there, too, for Vandebilt.
And Martin knows he shanked a few because they almost hit Martin while we were down there. They got a good roll for the Eagles.
So he's a game player. He waits for the lights to come on.
I see that.
We got to give him some credit. We can't beat him up and not give him credit when he does something good.
Yeah, I mean, he had the right spin on that ball. Looks like Vanderbilt's going to get the ball down on about the 17.
Survive this weather, Martin?
Yeah, Chuck, I tell you what, we didn't expect this weather, but it's going to be a ground game now, right?
It's looking like with the rain coming down, we're going to probably see a little bit more running. The good news is the field was wet, but it's in pretty good shape, Martin. So as of now, at least, we're not having any players slipping or falling from it. So let's see what the Terriers can do now.
Vanderbilt's got to find some offense. They hand the ball off to Thibodeau. Shifty to the outside. It looks like he's going to pick up about 3 yards. Got hit on the sidelines. Looked like it might have been late, but referees didn't see it that way. I think they give him a spot to the 21, so that'd be a pickup of 4.
Yeah, number 21 on that tackle again.
Yeah, all the way from the other side of the field.
Yeah, they're just going to, I don't know, he's just one of those guys that's special.
He is. He is a difference maker. Heaney in the shotgun again. Fakes the handoff. He's going to run it upfield, and he's going to pick up a nice chunk of yardage.
Yeah.
Close to the first down.
He got about 5.
Yeah, it looks like he'll be about a yard short. You know, I've watched him a few times this year. He can put his head down and run the ball. He is not afraid. He's not afraid of going up the middle. He's not afraid of contact. He's a big kid. He's probably, what, 6'4", Martin, if you had to guess?
No, he's taller than that.
Is he?
No, yeah, he's 6'5", maybe 6'6".
Well, I'm 5'8", so when I'm looking up, my perspective's just a little off, I guess.
He's a big kid.
That's the end of the quarter. What a quick quarter.
Oh, you're right.
That was a quick quarter, considering we started late. This game at 7:15. It's a 20-minute quarter to go 12 minutes. There hadn't been a lot of incomplete passes.
Let me ask Kevin something while I got him. Who said it never rains in Terrier Stadium at Buddy Marcella Field?
That would be Chuck Bork. That would be what's up, Chuck, and he says it never rains at Terrier Stadium.
Well, so this will be short-lived, right?
Yes.
All right.
Well, you know, Chuck Bork could make that happen if he'd like to pay for a dome stadium at Vandebilt. I would be all for that, Martin. You might want to mention that to him on the sidelines.
Oh, yeah. His next case. He could do that.
And nothing big, kind of like the Minneapolis. Remember when they had the dome that was kind of like a blow-up thing? That's all we need.
Hey, you heard that score, huh? St. Charles 13, U-High 0.
St. Charles has been mowing down some people this year. They beat Edie White pretty good.
They did.
When they played them earlier in the year and in the playoffs.
A lot of people might be curious to know that St. James is taking a lead over Sterlington, 14-12, that game being played in North Louisiana.
Right?
When you look up and down the brackets, they had some really good matchups this week.
Here we go, big third down.
All right, 3rd and 1. From the shotgun. Oh, and they shot. Oh, wait, did he break it? Nope, looks like they got him at the line of scrimmage.
He didn't. I see our yard guy is already putting a 4 up there, so they'll be about a yard short. I don't know if you could chance this if you're Vandebilt
He
captain.
timed that about as well as you could.
I agree, Martin.
I thought he was offsides.
I thought that young man was very close to being offsides, but what he did was he broke up that play before it ever could get started.
Yep. So Bourgeois in the punt again. 3rd punt for the Terriers. Got to find a way to get a little bit of offense. Their defense is playing good.
Ooh, that was close to being blocked.
It really was, but that yeah, I
flag.
was wondering if they were going to throw the flag.
Yeah, they threw it.
Definitely. Nobody caught that, but he sure got hit in the back.
Yeah, that's going to set that back 15 yards from that spot. Vandebilt 3 possessions yet to pick up a first down. Talking about it for a while.
They
Lord.
really are. You know, I'm just wondering if. Yep.
There we go.
Yep. Block in the back. That's going to push it back 15 from the 35, so they'll start on their own 20.
Do want to mention that the association tonight is from Baton Rouge. When you are in the playoffs, you have to go with the neutral association, and obviously Baton Rouge makes a lot of sense for these 2 schools.
They're kind of business-like, you know, when you go talk to officials before the game, and some are real loose, and animated. These are very businesslike.
They were.
Yeah. And that may be good. That may be good. You know, they're confident, I guess, of what they do.
Yeah, they walked out on the field with the police, and I just kind of made a little joke about, oh, you guys need a police escort? And one of them turned around and says, I don't need a police escort for anything. I was a state trooper for 30 years. I'm like, yes, sir. Okay.
Yeah.
Lacked a little sense of humor.
Well, the guys last week against Lake Charles Prep threw their flags after the play was over, just about every play.
Yeah.
So I'll take a little bit of sturdiness in these guys, I guess.
Yeah, there was a lot of penalties in that game. Mike LaRussa right in front of us eating a burger. It's not a pretty sight.
I'm sure he appreciated the plug.
He can't say anything. His mouth is full. All right, let's see. We got Shaw in the game again. Number 6, and he's going to run it over on the left side, and he gets taken down by a host of Terriers. It's like the first one there was Fairchild.
Well, you also had Xavier Moses on there.
Thomas LeCompte was in the backfield.
You had 3 or 4 of them.
A host of Terriers. They had 5 guys around. There was Fairchild, so he picked up looks like about a half a yard. Vandebilt really needs to get a stop here, try and get some good field position and make something happen. 10:41 left in the second quarter, down 3-0.
I think we said it was going to be low scoring, but with this rain, I think it's going to be even more low scoring.
And it looks like a timeout.
Again.
Looks like Shaw decided to call a timeout before the snap of the ball.
Tierney does not look happy on the sidelines.
Hey, let me get your attention a second.
Sir.
Look at Father Andre here. Look, former Vandebilt great, and he joined the priesthood, and he does a wonderful job. And look what he is doing. He is helping keeping the balls dry for the football game. Let me tell you what. You are doing a wonderful job. You're a wonderful guy. We appreciate all you do for the area.
Thank you, brother. I love being the ball boy. It gives me something to do, gets me in the action, and I'm in my glory out here.
Well, look, can you stop all the holy water coming down?
I'm trying. I'm praying for the heavens to cease, and the Lord said at halftime it's going to stop. So.
Well, look, as you said it, I ain't kidding you. It kind of stopped.
Lord works in mysterious ways.
All right. There you go.
Had the opportunity to ride back from Lake Charles with Father Andre last week. That was an enjoyable ride.
Yeah.
That makes that 3-hour ride go a lot quicker.
Good guy. Been around Vandebilt, since he graduated. He's been affiliated with the school, but since he made his stop, maybe he's up to be Saint Andre soon. Let's go, T. He needs to put a blessing on the balls when he's throwing them in on the offensive side, though, I can tell you. Shaw back to pass, throws the ball deep, puts it up, and is intercepted by number 21, Liam Voisin. And Voisin is taking the ball down the field. Oh, he tripped up by down to the 22-yard line.
Yes.
Flag down. Not quite sure. Down the field. Oh, he tripped up by
that flag is after the interception.
Down to the 22-yard line.
Yes.
Flag down.
There's one on the far side and one
What about
on
that
the
one,
side.
Chuck?
That's the kind of break you need in a game like this, Martin. Get the momentum turned around, get the momentum back on your side.
Hey, when we talk to Father Andre, things happen, baby. Things happen.
I think possibly a block in the back. I know that was illegal motion, and obviously Vanderbilt's going to decline that.
And so the spot foul for blocking the back looks like it's going to bring the ball back to about midfield, which is still a good break for the Terriers. We said they needed to get good field position. I'll take starting on that side, on the Shaw side of midfield, but boy, on the 21 sure would have been a lot nicer.
Absolutely. That's the one thing I think may be the difference in this game. Vandebilt has the potential to pass the ball. Shaw really does not.
No, he threw that ball up for grabs.
He is a very athletic young man, but he's not a quarterback. Does that make sense?
It does. Yeah. I mean, athletes can throw the ball, but you can tell he doesn't have the poise of a quarterback when he gets back in the pocket. He just kind of chucked it up there.
But Liam did a good job of just staying home, and he stayed home and he waited it out. And when you float one like that and you're free safety, it's easy pickings.
So here's the difference. Shaw returns 9 starters on defense from a state championship team, but they lose every kid except for 1 on offense.
All right, Heaney calls for the ball, hands it off to Thibodeau. Thibodeau gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it.
Well, let me tell you, number 92 for Shaw. And let me,
Harvey Keys.
Oh, man.
Back to the line. 91 had it.
Yes.
It was Jaden Weber is the one who wrapped him up.
Let me tell you, number 92.
Weber really stuck him in the,
Shaw.
in the backfield.
Weber,
they're quick. They're quick on the line, too.
Weber actually is one of their leaders in tackles. He's a kid who is wiry and could just get in the backfield.
And he did that very nicely. Look, our offensive line is big and tough, and they're struggling. All right, Heaney up the middle, and he takes the ball for a nice 7-yard pickup. Again, not afraid to take it to the middle. You know, I don't think he's going to outrun anybody on the outside, but, you know, last year he played tight end and wide receiver.
Another big third down, guys, right here.
He's a good athlete. He's not afraid to get dirty down there. So, third down, it looks like they're playing a 3rd and 4. So he gave him 6 yards on the carry.
Big down, because here's the last set of plays where you have an opportunity to get into that 4-down territory.
Correct.
Right.
5 seconds left on the play clock. He's calling for motion from LePere. Caught the ball. Looks like he's going to throw, and
he got it.
He did, but looks like holding on Vandebilt. Referee from behind threw the flag right at the offensive lineman. I think that one's coming back.
Definitely in that area.
Henri LePere on that reception, but hey.
Yep, holding on the Terriers.
Yeah.
But look, hey, it's okay. You know you can do it. You said it. Vandebilt can pass the ball. We did it right there. Let's see if we can do it again.
Not only that, with multiple threats, when you consider you have LePere out there, you have Bourgeois out there, you have Breerwood at the tight end position.
Goday's made a few nice catches this year.
I like the way they sold that as a run. And they froze those linebackers and those wide receivers, and then, you know, they're gonna need to do a lot of this because Shaw's got some good athletes on defense.
Yeah, absolutely. Breerwood comes out, Goday goes in. Terrier's going to play 5 wide receivers in this set. Let's see if the offensive line can give Heaney the time he needs. Thibodeau in motion, fake the handoff to him, and he's going to throw it down to LePere.
Oh, yeah!
And he looks like he picked up the first down by about a yard.
He got it. First down.
What a throw by Heaney on that one, and the offensive line held protection as long as they could, and great throw.
Hey, what a throw and what a route. That route in a wet ground is unbelievable, but LePere ran a great route, and he knew where the marker was. That's pretty impressive.
Heaney in the shotgun, calls for the ball. Little shovel pass to Thibodeau. Looks like he picked up about 5.
Good gain on first down.
Yeah, he got about, close to 5. You know what we need to start looking at is Vanderbilt's big offensive line. See if they can't wear these guys down for Shaw a little bit as the game goes on.
They're quick, but they are a little bit smaller. I'm not going to call them small, but they're smaller than an offensive line. Fake to Smith, Heaney on the outside. Looks like he's going to pick up about 4.
He's let's see where they're going to give him the mark at.
Looking at the official on the other side of the field. Yeah, about to play a 3rd and 1.
It's about a 3rd and 1 foot.
Well, they're talking. They are smack talking 91.
Yeah.
Weber and Heaney were in each other's face masks right there.
Well, Heaney's a competitor, man. And look, when you see that big guy running around the side as a quarterback.
Yeah. And Vanderbilt puts in their jumbo package right now. They've got Thomas LeConte in the backfield. And Logan Email in at running back. And they're going to go straight up the middle. The tush push, it looks like they got it.
First down.
And Number 95 or 92, I can't see. Number 95's helmet comes off, so he'll be out of the game. But Vandebilt with their first down in the game.
First down and a good push up front. That gives you a little confidence when you can push up front like that too.
Oh, that's their second first down. That's right.
Now let's see if they stay on the ground, because they're having success right now.
Well, they're mixing it up, and I think that's kind of where they need it to be, because you don't know what Heaney's going to do. But they up the middle to Thibodeau, who is a little bit smaller in stature, but he is not afraid to go through the middle either. He's really not. He's very shifty. Looks like he picked up 4 on the play. Ethan Lentz on the stop for Shaw.
Just patience. Be a little patient out there with this kind of defense.
6:33 left in the half. 3-0 Shaw. Vandebilt on the move, playing a 2nd down and 6 from the 24-yard line. Got Bourgeois in motion. Heaney gets the ball, fakes it to Thibodeau. He's looking downfield. It looks like Bourgeois broke open if he can find him. Oh! Thankfully, Bourgeois was open when he broke. Heaney had the double clutch, and the Shaw defender, see who that was, stepped in front and had a clear shot at that interception, but dropped it.
That was number 29.
Nelson Carter. Good defense, because Bourgeois, if he would have thrown it anticipating the break, but I think it was a broken play when he was rolling out. So now we're playing a 3rd and 6.
That's the first time we see the field become a problem.
An issue, yeah.
Right.
And this has to be 4-down territory for Vandebilt if they don't pick up any yards here. I don't see a 40-yard field goal off this wet grass. Gonna call a timeout here for Vandy. Probably a good move. You got to get some yards right here.
But I tell you, I'm impressed at this point that they're finding ways to move the ball, and that's what a good offensive coordinator will do. He'll just keep nibbling away at it until he finds those weaknesses, and you can't go by those first 2 series, but I think they're starting to find a little momentum, and they're starting to get a little confidence.
Listen, Bryce Thibodeau does a great job of sort of squirming in there, and as the game goes on, I find he gets better and better, and we've seen that a little bit. And I can't say enough about Heaney. He's a kid who just very tough, and he's starting to pick up yardage along the way. Yeah, the offense is starting to come around a little bit. It's a big down.
This is a big play. Let's see.
Is that Thibodeau? Yeah. I thought it might be Jay Smith in there, but it's Thibodeau.
It's still Thibodeau. Vanderbilt's playing 4 wides.
They got trips up top. Probably going to play a little game up there. Oh, here we go, motion.
Godet in motion. They slips. They throw out a little screen pass to LaPierre, and he's able to get a few yards down the field, down about the 21, 22-yard line.
All right, what do we do here?
I think you got to go for it. I think it's a little too far to kick a field goal. We were watching pregame. I'm not sure we have the leg off this turf.
Well, he was hitting from 45 yards pretty easily in warm-ups. So we'll see.
But it's rained a little bit, and the field has been a little more chewed up than when we were out there with the kickers were the first ones out. Yeah, but you're playing a 4th and 5.
5:37 left to go here in the second quarter.
5 wide receivers for the Terriers. Empty backfield. Man in motion. Heaney looks like he's going to take it himself, and oh gosh. He was wrapped up by number 95.
Yeah, number 7 got to him first for Shaw.
Ethan Lentz and Jonathan Williams. No, 95 really.
95 was in on
caught him, and 7 finished him off.
Listen, if you're going to give credit to anybody, give it to the defensive backs of Shaw, because he just had nobody to throw it to.
And they had 5 guys out there, so that, you were playing about a 5-on-5 game up front with the line, and the defense did a great job.
Listen, I know we only have 5:17 left in the second quarter, but this game's taking on that role of
it is.
It's going to be scary if somebody gets a 2-score lead.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Vandebilt has to have a big stop right here and maybe the opportunity to score before half.
How about a big turnover?
Shaw gets the ball, pitches it, and it looked like it pitched a little bit behind him.
That's DeAndre Franklin. He's going to end up with 5 on that play.
Yeah, he got 5. 5.
Tripped himself up, actually.
All right, guys, we're listening to the offensive coordinator right now talking to the team. He's urging them. He's urging them. They're not down. They're not down at all. They just they know where they at.
Shaw takes the ball, hands it off to Franklin again up the middle. Just met by DeHart, kind of squirted away from DeHart and was wrapped up by, look at the replay on that, several to DeHart was able to stick with him.
Boy,
DeHart's a big fella in the middle.
He comes up with more yardage than what I'd have thought on that play.
Yeah, it's 3rd and 2. Speaking of big downs, 3rd and 2 with 4 minutes left here in the half on their side of the field. Alan Shaw in the backfield, going to take it. Oh, and it looks like he's got the first down and more.
That's
all the way up to the 45-yard line.
Well, he did a good job of reading his options on that.
Yep.
And he made the guy bite on it, and he took what they gave him, but he is a good athlete.
I had the opportunity to watch Shaw in the Dome in 1987. They had a quarterback named Vance Joseph who looked just like that.
Yeah. Yeah, he was pretty good.
Yes.
Yeah, I would say he's a fairly good athlete.
I watched Shaw last year in the Dome against E.D. White. It was a really, really good game. Shaw had a few Michigan commits, too, that really made a difference in that one. They are the defending state champions, 3-time defending district champions. Shaw's got a very rich history in football in the state of Louisiana.
All right, let's bring in our sponsors if we can, Jay. We're going to thank our sponsors during this timeout. We once again want to thank Terrebonne General Health Systems and Phyllis Peoples and the entire crew who actually trains and does nutrition here for the Terriers. They do a wonderful job. South Louisiana Bank, Steve, that's your people. We appreciate
I know
South
a few guys
Louisiana
there.
Bank. Yeah, I bet you do. Gulf Coast Orthopedic, and we got Dr. Chris and son is playing. Big number 71. I'm looking at him right now. He's studying film. We have Barker Buick, Honda, Mike Barker and the Barker family. We appreciate what they do. Brown & Brown, Chris LePere, we talked with him earlier. We have Trapp Chevrolet, got Hanky and Barry and the guys over there. They're supporting Vanderbilt for a long time. Quality Rental Tools, Jack Clemens, Jamie Womack, thank you very much. St. Martin and Bork, got Chuck, Chris, Mike, Ginger, always doing something for the community. And Terrebonne Ford, Brett Barker, John Jacuzzo, and Barker, thank you.
All right, playing a 1st and 10 from the 45-yard line on the Shaw side of the field. 3:20 left. And great penetration by the Terriers on that one for no gain. Shaw could go nowhere. Looked like Fairchild had him on that one.
If you're a Shaw fan, you're probably happy that he didn't try and pitch that ball. That would have been a little tough to get that pitch out there. Yeah, clock running, 2:55 left here in the second quarter. And Shaw in no particular hurry.
You know, I think, Stan, when you were talking about a low-scoring game, I'm not sure you saw it this low.
No, I didn't. I truly didn't.
Oh! I think incomplete pass. Almost a tuck rule right there, right?
He wanted it back.
He did want it back.
I think he was pulling it back and it slipped out his hand.
It slipped out while it was still going forward, so, they would have gotten the fumble recovery, but man, and that's actually number 8 back in the game. Is it 8 or is it 0?
I couldn't see that one real good, guys. Y'all
saw it? I think it was Anthony Condell, but now it's Shaw back in.
So I would be looking for the run here on 3rd down and long. They don't want to make they don't want to make any mistakes. But Vandebilt ready. Stepped up with a great tackle. 2:26 left. Not sure if they're going to call a timeout right here.
Number 3 again, Logan Hemel on that stop.
You know Shaw's going to punt the ball right here. Vandebilt not stopping the clock, electing to save their timeouts for the offensive side of the ball.
You know, we gave credit to the Shaw defensive backs, give credit to Vanderbilt's defensive backs, although I think that was a run play from the get-go.
Yeah, I think they put Condell in when they're going to throw.
Yeah.
And it kind of makes it a little easier to defend based on who their quarterback is.
By the way, they hadn't completed a pass in the game yet.
Let's go for the block right here, guys. Uh-oh.
Offsides. Oh, man.
That's only going to be 5. I still think Shaw's going to have to punt the ball. You can't turn it over right here to Vanderbilt.
Sometimes if you don't declare what you do, how you set, they'll call it skullduggery, and they'll not give you that 5-yard penalty.
They're discussing it.
Stan, I think you might have a point there.
Yeah, if you do something that is not normal in your set, usually you have to explain to these guys before the game starts exactly how you run your special team. So let's see.
What's that word you used?
Offside.
Skullduggery?
Skullduggery? Yeah, I was looking that up on my phone. You know, they did do that the first time they punted. Vanderbilt was able not to jump.
If you're consistent when you do it, it's fair game. But if you start pulling off skullduggery, you can't continue.
Chuck might know what skullduggery means. I don't know.
Tell you what, watch out. 4th down and 4 now.
Uh-oh.
Here we go.
Oh, no.
Here we go.
It looks like he's going to get it.
And
he's
a lot
gonna
more.
Be a lot. Oh, wow.
And I don't want to tackle that guy.
No, that's number 95.
Oh, wow.
Big fella. Wow.
You know,
Jonathan Williams, a senior defensive lineman, and you could see that LePere was like, what do I want to do with this guy? But he was able to get his helmet on his thigh.
All right, so now you're thinking, if you're Vanderbilt, you got to hold them to 3 here because you don't want to get down 2 scores.
Exactly.
You know.
That's right.
By the way, he is now your leading rusher in the game. The leading rusher in the game. 29
And look,
yards.
that was a great design on the play. And, you know, Hank Tierney, legendary coach, pulled that out at the perfect time. Got to give Shaw credit on that call.
1:24 and the clock is running. Remember, that was just like running a play, and they didn't call a timeout, so clock is running.
Franklin up the middle, gets down to the 20 after picking up about 5 yards.
Terry's doing a good job of holding Franklin in check. He's their leading rusher, and to this point, he's only got 23 yards.
Y'all were talking about Valen Jackson, the wide receiver. He's a good 6'4", there's no doubt about it.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. They have a few tall wide receivers when we were down on the field.
Yeah, you actually mentioned a little earlier, Steve, that the Parker kid who went on to the University of Michigan last year, who was a player, obviously, for Shaw. His brother is a wide receiver out there, Nassar Parker, who is a young kid, man, only a sophomore. He's
Number
a tall
19.
one.
He's a big dude.
He's a tall one, too.
So watch, I'm going to go stand by Heaney to show you how tall he is. I'm 6'1½".
Yeah, we would choose him in a game of football, Martin.
There's no doubt. He's 6'5", 6'6".
And I know you have your stats. I still wait for you to bring them up. The 1977,
Nope.
The last time Vanderbilt Catholic hosted a semifinal game, Martin False claims to have had 2 interceptions in that game. Who did y'all play, Richland?
Played Richwood.
Richwood.
We tied up 14-14. We beat them 34-14, but we had a lot of good athletes on that team. We had David Fake, Harry McCullough, Brian Molizon. We had Emile LePere. We had Carl Morgan. We had just a solid team. And you could go across the board. Andy Vijay, Drew Bro, Bobby Adel. I mean, I know people, but it was just a solid group of guys, and we got along well, and we played hard.
Tell us
Coach Cam Movon.
Tell us how it was playing in black and white, Martin.
Actually, it was a black and white film.
I see that. But I'm glad you have color at your station now, so we can, you know, this game, we're bringing this to you in live color.
48 years ago.
All right, you got a throwing quarterback, Condell, in, and he decides to run. He's a big fella.
Ooh, he's still running with it.
He is, and looks like he got about 6 on that. They're going to play a 3rd and 2 with 29 seconds, 28. Clock's moving. Looks like they're going no huddle.
He's going to be short by about a yard.
No, it looks like 3 yards.
3
about
yards.
3, good 3 yards.
19, clock's going. He's going to throw the ball, slant route, and it was caught down to about
But
the
the clock's
5-yard
running.
line. Well, the clock's going to stop on the first down.
They don't have any timeouts left, so when this clock starts up again, 12,
go.
11,
They're
10,
kicking a field goal.
9, 8, 7, 6.
And he made that, but
Somebody blew the whistle.
what if there was a timeout?
Boy, Brian Wallace is speaking his mind. Let me see if I can hear what he's saying.
You might not want to turn your mic up, Mark.
Yeah, good idea.
Penalty on Vandebilt. Didn't really.
I don't think it's a penalty. I think it's they wanted to get them a timeout.
There's a flag dropped in the backfield in the
Now,
end zone.
now there's all zeros on the clock. This is interesting.
And they blew the whistle with about 3 seconds left.
Yeah,
so,
but you get an extra play if it's a penalty at the end.
and it appeared to be on Vandebilt, but again, I didn't see what the referee called.
Let me see if I can find out.
So they're explaining to the holder, listen, the key person right now is actually the holder. But
Too many men on the field.
Okay.
Oh, they're actually putting the offense back out there, guys.
Well, you know, where they are, they're going to be about on the 2-yard line. And you got the throwing quarterback in.
Well,
and you got Franklin, who's had some nice runs in the second quarter.
Martin expressed how important it was to get a 2-score lead, and I would imagine that's what Hank Tierney's thinking. 11 seconds, they actually have time for 2 plays if they throw it in the end zone.
If they throw it, but you got to throw in quarterback in. So look, you got options.
I would think he would throw it here because of that.
Yeah.
You know.
I would think so. It's time for somebody to say, okay, well, let's see. Oh, the referee takes a tumble on the wet field.
I'm kind of lost as why they're holding up the game right now. They're going to explain it to Coach Wallace now.
Well, they're sure taking a lot of time.
They are.
I guess if Vandebilt had 12 guys on the field, I can understand the flag and why everything came to a stop. But obviously, Coach Wallace does not think that was the case.
Right, and from where the flag was thrown, that's a normal call for the back judge. Too many men on the field. He's counting the defense.
I will say this, Shaw's going for this with 11 seconds left. Now it's first down. And again, if they throw it in the end zone and it's incomplete, I'm sure they'll send the field goal.
So you look at number 10, who's about 6'5", and on the other side they got a tall receiver. You've got kind of shorter cornerbacks for Vandy. Do you just throw this one to the corner and let it be a jump ball?
Maybe that's the case. Maybe Condall is going to roll out, and if he sees he can get it in the end zone, he tries it.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Well, I wouldn't challenge number 29 too much for Vanderbilt, Jaden Calloway.
This is why do you have to explain it to Coach Tierney now? I'm a little lost. Well, you know our friend, the state trooper referee guy?
Yes.
He's going to get tested if this keeps on a little while.
He is.
Brian is super hot, and I don't blame him.
What are they?
I think they're trying to explain to him that maybe the clock starts on the referee's signal. So Coach Tierney has talked to his quarterback to get things going. I'm not sure.
Watching number 10 in Callaway over here.
No, because Condall is not even looking.
That's a good matchup on the right side here.
Yeah, look, 5 seconds left on the clock. Okay.
Whoa, what's happening?
So, throw it up to the corner, and nice defense by Coleman. I believe that was
It's over.
Coleman.
Half is over.
Beautiful. He just got his hand up in the air. He threw it to the tall wide receiver, and right when he caught it, Coleman punched it out. Outstanding defense by the Terriers. With 1 second left, are you kidding me?
No, it ran out.
You've got to be kidding me.
That's unbelievable. End of the half. There we go. Now that is a big stand by Vanderbilt. That is huge.
Well, the referees are still talking over there to Tierney. But it looks like even Shaw's walking off the field. Yep. They put 15 minutes back on the clock. So, well, that was an interesting end to the quarter.
I'm looking at the clock guys up here in the press box. That was interesting.
Yeah, that's and we're going to have to go back to that. If Vandebilt wins this game, we're going to go back to those plays because it's incredible.
Well, I will tell you what's incredible. There was 11 seconds when the play started. Then Steve and I look up and it's down to 5. And that was really interesting. Oh, yeah, so listen. There are some guys who are going to have a camera on that clock, and this is going to be turned in because it got wild at the end.
Okay, before we go into the halftime activities, let's get the sponsors up. Jay, Terrebonne General Health Systems, once again, helping us bring this on. South Louisiana Bank, Gulf Coast Orthopedics, Barker Buick Honda, Brown & Brown and Chris LePere, Trapp Chevrolet, Quality Rental Tools, St. Martin and Bourke, and Terrebonne Ford. And Chuck, we got a kick, I think. We got a lot of festivities happening here. We got a kick.
One thing I'll comment on, Martin, I'm going to give Stan a little credit. What did he say at the beginning of the game? It's going to be a defensive battle. That's what we got. Carries look good. They kept it close. Let's see if they can come out strong in the second half.
Good point. Chuck's been walking those sidelines. Let's listen in. We're going to pick it up from the PA. We are going to show you the halftime festivities because the band and the cheerleaders and the dance team, I'm not sure what they're going to do at halftime, but we're going to give them some credit.
We're going to have a little battle of the band.
Battle of the bands.
So we have some fun back and
Watch.
forth.
We're going to get some names while I'm here. Let's get some names. Y'all come see. Y'all got to go back? Okay. Well, let's get it. We're going to talk to one young lady here. What's your name?
Morgan Scheck-Snyder.
What do you feel like being out here in the rain and participating in a great game?
I think it's awesome. I'm so excited.
All right. Well, go do your job now. All right. Jay will kick it to y'all. All right, Jay, we're going to try to get some of the names here. Rain's still coming down, but we're going to work our way in here. We're going to try to get some of the names of the cheerleaders here because they are working so hard out here in the rain, and we appreciate that. And everybody's always working hard. We're going to come over here. We're going to start right here. And you want to come in? All right, she said no. All right, we're going to get your name and what grade you in, all right?
Madison Smith, I'm a junior. I'm Alexis Williams, and I'm a sophomore. I'm Jashari Celestina, and I'm a 10th grader. I'm Elena LeBlanc, I'm a senior. Lucia Pizzolatto, a senior. Savannah Aver, a sophomore. Sophia Orso, a senior. Coach Wallace's daughter. Gracie Adams, senior. Lucy Boudreau, sophomore. Brooklyn Liner, sophomore. Molly Vice, senior. Ajozo Hussein, sophomore. Kate Malcolm, sophomore. Reese Landry, senior.
Look up at those cameras now.
Allison Bourgeois, sophomore. Allie LeBlanc, junior. Annabelle Orso, a junior. Graceland Ramirez, sophomore. Morgan Scheck-Snyder, senior.
Are y'all going to make some noise for us? How's it feel cheering in the rain?
It's a little bit cold, but I'm having a lot of fun.
All right, you're the coach's daughter, right? What's your name?
You know your name? Blake.
Blake. All right, Blake is hanging out with the cheerleaders, so we'll go back to listening to some of the bands. The bands are going at it right here, and we're just going to hang with it because this is, of course, a live cast on social media. We're on Facebook and YouTube, and we stay live. We don't like to break the circuit here. Normally, the bands would be participating on the field, but of course, the field is wet, very wet. So we are going to try to just maneuver our way through here, and like we're talking about, I want to go back. Let me see if I can get Steve and Stan involved in this. But, if you're in that locker room right now and you're Vandebilt Catholic, you got to be feeling pretty good the way that half ended. So I would imagine if anybody got that momentum right now, Vandebilt, they dodged a couple of key plays, kept them in the game, and it's a one-score game.
Yep, I think you sort of have to have a little mojo going with you, and they certainly had that. The only thing is, and Steve and I were just talking about this, Shaw does receive the ball to start the second half. They always say the first drive by each team in the second half is the most important drives of the game. So we're going to find out a lot. And we can't see it, Martin. We do see a couple of umbrellas out there, but it looks like it's a decent, steady rain, right?
It's been coming down for a while. It's actually slacked off just a little bit right now.
I just walked there. It's a steady drizzle. It's not coming down too hard. But hey, is this the point you pull the Sean Payton and you go onside kick? Do you do it? I mean, look, Shaw did it at the end of the half, and you got to be bold. This is for all the marbles. This is to get to the state championship in the Superdome.
Well, I'm a little bit jealous of y'all because y'all are sitting out there in the dry press box, but I want to thank my crew. They're doing a great job. Jason is in that booth with you all. Jason Serenier, and he's doing a great job directing. And then, of course, Dwayne Dupre, who went and picked me up these waterproof shoes today. He's on one of the cameras up there doing a great job. And Gazelle, Gazelle Stein is up there working one of our 3 cameras. Darren Martin is up there also working the cameras. And you got a spotter in that press box, Steve, that
I do.
Your son's been helping you, right?
He has been, and he kind of told me right when halftime started. He's like, you mentioned your spotter, but you never said my name. I'm like, well, I'll catch you. So thank you for catching him, Martin.
I thought the same thing, Martin. His son is right here, and he kept on saying, I got a spotter, but he never said his name the entire first half. By the way, this is interesting stats. At halftime, Shaw has a total of 71 yards. No yards passing, all on the ground, 71. Vandebilt Catholic has a total of 42 yards.
Wow.
That's tough sledding,
Yeah.
I got to tell you. Bryce Thibodeau leads the way for the Terriers with 15 yards rushing. Ethan Henney only 10 yards, but that's because he got dropped a couple of times for negative yardage. And it's just interesting that a defensive lineman is our leading rusher.
Yeah.
And that's a young man on the fake punt who ran for 29 yards.
So let me ask you a question. Is it field conditions? Is it nerves? Is it two good defenses? What do you think it is, Stan?
I think it's a little bit of both. I was fortunate enough to coach a team that won a state championship, and I can tell you that both in the semi and the finals, we did not play like we usually play for the first half, simply because you were still sort of finding your way. But I think Martin's got a great point. I think the way that half ended, Shaw's in there frustrated, and Vandebilt's thinking, you know what? Well, this might be good. Look, we got a one-score game, you know?
Well, and the other thing I think Vandebilt has now proven, although we don't have a lot of yards, we can run and we can pass. So you've got that element. You can use both. You can use the arm, the feet. You know, Shaw has. You know when they're going to pass if number 8 is in. You know when they're going to run if number 6 is in. So you can kind of get ready for it. Vandebilt still has that slight element of surprise game plan. Shaw has scouted them well, obviously, but if they can just get a few plays open, you know, you go up 7-3. Whoever gets a score puts immense pressure on that next team.
I would agree.
Let me tell you this too. Don't count on the fact that Shaw has 9 people on defense that played in that state championship game. So Vandebilt's going to have to that tradition of Shaw, and they're going to have to break that because Shaw's been there before. So not that Vandebilt cannot do it, they can, but they're going to have to play smart, and they're going to have to play against an experienced defense.
I got to tell you, I went and looked at the kicker for Vandebilt, just the kind of game this is playing out, and I'm thinking, I hope Lucin's a senior. I hope he's a senior, just to have that little bit of maturity level and not be a young kid. And he is a senior, so if it comes down to that, you have that. A lot of people are probably wondering what's happening on the other side of the bracket. St. Charles Catholic is leading University 20-13.
Oh, wow.
As a matter of fact, University just scored to make it 20-13. So that's an interesting one on the other side. And listen, a lot of people in this area follow St. James just a bit. St. James at halftime is down to Sterlington 28-24 in that one.
All right, let me do this. Let's thank our sponsors again. But Stan, we'll start off. And I also want to thank our deputies out here. We have Deputy Lottinger and a lot of other ones that are out here in the rain, and they do a great job. We don't thank them enough. I want to thank them. And so let's start with our sponsors, Stan. Terrebonne General Health Systems, and I want to bring up their logo, but you've talked about the fact that the nutrition and the weightlifting at Vandebilt Catholic has really stepped up.
Yes, they have an infrastructure, and that's due in large part to a guy named Pat Labat and a young lady named Amelia Castile. They're both CSCSs, which are trainers at the highest level, and they work with the teams here at Vandebilt Catholic. That's everything from football to the cheerleading squad. And I think, as Jeremy Gildner told us before this game started, very, very solid infrastructure. And each year you see all of these teams stronger, bigger, faster, all of those things it takes to win. So kudos to those guys for sure.
All right. We are listening to Jim Ernie, but I want to go about South Louisiana Bank, our next sponsor, and Steve, of course, you know a lot about that bank, and y'all do a lot for the community also.
We do, Martin, and we support. We have a school spirit day where all of the high schools bring their football teams, their cheerleaders, their dance squads, their band. It's just a big pep rally the entire day, and so high school football community is just so important to South Louisiana Bank, and we were happy to sponsor tonight.
All right, we saw Jamie Gode running around here, and she's always got a lot of energy with Gulf Coast Orthopedic, and we appreciate them being a sponsor tonight, along with Mike Barker and the Barker family, Barker Buick and Barker Honda. Mike Barker always, you got the Dickie Barker center over here. They did a great job building that at Vandebilt. You got Brown & Brown, Chris LePere, one of the sponsors tonight. You got Trapp Chevrolet, Hanky Trapp and Barry Songe doing a great job helping out the community. And you have, as I'm watching some of the activities on the field, you have Quality Rental Tools, Jack Clements and Jamie Womack. We appreciate them. They're a big part of the community.
also like to
And St. Martin and Bork, Chuck, Chris, Mike, and Ginger. And they do some great things for the community. And Terrebonne forward, Brett Barker, John Jacuzzo, and Ann Barker. Thank y'all.
All of the advertising money for the...
All right, Martin. I wanted to ask Stan, and Martin, you on the field. You know, the first quarter was number 21, Rontre Carter, number 21, Rontre Carter. I wonder if the offensive line has shifted their focus because now the defensive linemen are really making all the stops.
Actually, what I think they're doing is they're running backside. So in other words, they're setting up Carter to be on one side of the field, and they sort of running away from him. I think it's been he, and I think the young man that we talked about a lot, that number 91, Jaden Weber, have disrupted things totally for the offense of Vandebilt. But listen, you get a big stop right here, you get him the punt, you get the ball in great field position.
Well, we'll see. They got 24 minutes of field time left. Got to make the most of this. These seniors, this is everything.
I mentioned Luke Sidden a little earlier. He's on there to kick it off here from the 40-yard line.
Don't think he's going to be kicking deep. I would imagine he's going to squib this.
It's two new guys that we haven't called the entire game back there, so it looks like Shaw sends an entire new 11 for special teams. They have enough kids to do it.
They really do. And they're sitting with the kick. Yeah, well, a little pooch kick. And, oh, fumbled it. Got it back. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. That's not what you want.
Who makes the tackle.
Plus, there's a horse collar. I don't think they're going to call it.
Didn't look like they saw it. He kind of grabbed the back of the jersey more than the upper back.
Got to give that kid a little credit.
Nope,
that's
he horse collared.
Tarlow, wide receiver, didn't come up with it initially, and I think that stunned the Vandebilt's return team just enough to get a good return.
Yeah, normally that they just fall on it, but as a wide receiver, he just said, nope, I'm going to go, and he went. Nice pickup all the way down to the Vandebilt 40-yard line.
Alan Shaw back in there at quarterback, so they're starting this like it was the beginning of the game.
Pitches to Franklin and a great defensive stop.
Franklin takes the pitch but gets hit immediately. Logan email says no, thank you.
What a nice job, because not only did he cover the carry man, he covered the pitch too.
Yeah.
He got both of them.
And you know, look, I'm just waiting for that time that Tierney says, okay, we're going to let him fake that pitch, take a step back, and just throw it down the field. I'm not saying he's going to be accurate, but you know that's going to come. He's a good coach.
Yeah, it's a good call because they did this against St. James earlier in the year.
And this is the perfect spot on the field to do it. Fakes the handoff, steps back, throws it to the outside. It's the first completion, and it's a low screen play, but it only goes for about 4 yards, maybe 5.
Number 1, baby.
That's his first completion of the game.
Xavier Moses.
Yeah, Moses on the tackle. Coleman actually did slip on that. It looked like he could have got him a little bit before that, but you know the field is getting wetter and wetter as the drizzle keeps coming down, and it gets a little more chewed up with the activity on the field. Shaw still in the game. We got 3rd down and 5 here. Man in motion, hands it off to Franklin up the middle.
Oh, good stick early.
He looks like he's going to be right. Looks like they're going to mark him a little bit short, about a half a yard short.
Or Crashman Noah got in there early.
I got to tell you, I think Hank Tierney was thinking 4 downs the entire time on this.
Yeah, I would agree with you, Stan. He's an old ball coach, you know.
Keith Patterson also in on that stop. So it's 4th down and about a half a yard. Big play right here.
I have never seen Shaw go under center, so I can't imagine that they have a tush-push in their repertoire.
Well, they bringing in some extra offensive linemen, so he might stay in the shotgun, but they have brought in some extra linemen. Looks like you can call a timeout.
Timeout on the field, taken by the Eagles. That's the first and a half.
I'm a little surprised. They've done this quite a few times tonight already.
9:46 left in the 3rd quarter, and you taking your first time out.
Tough to burn that one right there. But you know, if you decide to go for it on 4th, I mean, right here, you have got to get this right.
just as one of those trench warfares
Terrier
going on
alumni.
tonight.
Don't forget about our alumni basketball.
You know, we
tournament
saw a
tomorrow
fake
morning,
punt. Don't be
11
surprised if
a.m.
you
in
see
Sonny.
something where they go
Warm up at
downfield on there.
Yeah. This is the time to do it. They're up a score. Not a lot, but they're up a score.
10:30 for more information.
You know Vanderbilt's going to be crashing in.
I know I'm an old guy, but I just don't understand not getting under center when you need 6 inches for a first down.
You're right, especially with a guy like Crash Menard.
And he got it. He squirted it through there.
Yeah.
Franklin. He's been in the second quarter, now in the third. He's been picking up a few yards per carry, 3, 4, and 5. I mean, that's all you need in a game like this. You've got to figure out a way to stop that.
He's up to 11 carries for 30 yards in the game, and they've been tough yards.
And that rain is picking up a little bit again.
Boy, I was hoping we would go without the rain at game time.
I agree.
I was too.
But you know those guys out on the field don't even know it's raining. They're just playing football.
That's right. That's Crash Menard.
Franklin up the middle, picked up about 3. Martin, our spotter, is back in the booth. He took a little time off, and I think he was mad at me, but Kyle Crispino, Martin did mention your name at halftime because I didn't, so you got a shout out there, my boy.
Yeah, Kyle doing a good job for you.
All right, playing a second down, 7 to go.
Well, he's coming. He's coming on the end.
And oh, nice.
Oh.
Well, that's your athlete. Difference between an athlete and a quarterback right there.
He is not a good passer, folks. He
kind of just chucked that one like a shot put.
Xavier Moses screwed that old play up when he came in on that blitz.
Yeah, he had pressure, and he had the pitch, and he had the I think that was definitely designed to go to the wide receiver. He had made up his mind to do that. He had pressure in his face, and I tell you, that would have been covered pretty well if he would have caught it. So good defense by Vandebilt.
They're going to run it, 2 down territory. You know they're going to put the ball on the ground twice here.
3rd and 7. Franklin up the middle again, and he picks up a first down and just motors through down to the 14, 15-yard line.
It's his best run of the game.
This official over here, he's having a lot of trouble keeping his footing. I don't know if they should have worn cleats or not. They in tennis shoes.
Gabe Douglas made the initial contact, and he went backwards. Franklin put his head down, and he's running hard. It's a first down, 8 minutes left in the quarter. 3-0 Shaw, but on the move. Franklin again up the middle, squirts through
that guy's
all the way down to the 7-yard line.
And I want to thank the trainers too. I'm right by the trainers over here. They're doing a great job. They always do a great job. They don't get as much credit as they deserve, but they're out here in the elements, and they got this is where you could get injured too on these wet grounds. So we want to thank the trainers doing a great job.
No doubt. Let me shout them out. Bo Wallace and Destiny Atkins.
They're right here. Yep, they're right here.
Shaw on the move. 2nd down and 3. And Franklin again, and it looks like he's bringing it, and he is down at the 2-yard line, 1-yard line. It's at this angle, it's hard to tell.
Let me get a vantage point for you.
Official on this side says it's on the 1.
I can tell you this, they went in the locker room and Coach Tierney turned to DeAndre Franklin and said, it's going to be your half.
Your game.
2-yard line.
Well, they're going back with the jumbo package. They bring in number 71 as an extra offensive lineman. First down and goal from the 2. Calls for the ball. Franklin up the middle, and
good stick.
He is stopped short of the goal line.
He's at the 1 now. He's at the 1-yard line, but a good initial stick. And that was a Hemel hit him first. It looked like 67 also.
D-Hart. Yeah, Email was at the bottom on his legs. Shot that gap from his safety position. Oh, no, it was Crash Menard, actually, Martin. When I was looking at the replay, it was Crash Menard who had him first. So you got 2nd down from the 1.
Yep.
And, oh, he looks like he stopped
again. Stopped again. He's short.
Yeah, they're putting it at the half-yard line, it looks like.
Big D Hart's. Oh, no.
No way.
You got to be kidding me.
He didn't make it.
He did
Look
make
at the
it.
replay. Let me know.
Well, it kind of looks like his helmet squirted through. Don't know where the ball is. Referee comes in, looks at where he's laying down, and calls the touchdown. He was initially stopped behind the goal line, but then it looks like he might have just squirted through to the goal.
All right, you got a better vantage point than I do for sure.
I mean, who am I to argue with an official, Martin? I've done it my whole life in basketball, so why not in football,
Yeah, you're right.
Extra point is up and good. Well, that's a big, big drive for the first drive of the half, and you know, all set up by that big kick return.
So that was an 11-play drive, and DeAndre Franklin carried the ball 9 times.
Yeah.
And you know, some of those yards, you sort of can't, you know, down what Vanderbilt's defense has done. He just sort of squirmed through holes.
Yes. I mean, he's, you know, and he's going through the middle. He hasn't hit an outside run yet. All of those were right through the middle of the line.
By the way, I don't know if we've mentioned this yet, Steve. We do not have a running back in this game that is over the height of 5'8". They're all,
You're correct.
what did we say, Darren Sproul type running backs.
They are.
Well, we do have one. That would be Heaney.
That's true. You're right. Heaney from his quarterback position. I agree.
He's as tall as one of those multiplied by 2.
Here's what Vanderbilt needs, a big special teams play right here.
They do. So we'll see. Kicks the ball deep, and it looks like it is going to be, he's going to let it go. It gets into the end zone.
It's a good kick.
Wow.
That's something I watched a lot of film on Shaw, and that's the first kick I've ever seen him have go in the end zone.
It bounced on about the 3, but it had the right, I'm glad it went into the end zone because Henri was letting it go.
I agree, and on a field like this where it's
it could have just stopped.
Yes.
That would have been a little disastrous. So we'll take it. Vanderbilt will start with 1st and 10 on the 20-yard line.
6:14 in the third quarter. 6:14.
All right, the rain is holding up right now.
Good.
It's laid down a little bit. Let's hope it holds.
And he calls for the ball, hands it off to Thibodeau up the middle, and looks like he's going to be able to break it outside. And he's stopped after a nice 7-yard pickup. Took it to the middle, was able to break it. Looked like he was going to be caught for a loss for a second right there, but number 9, he was able to get out of his grips.
You know, I'm watching the closing speed of those defensive backs for Shaw, and just when you think they got a little room to run, they can close it pretty quick.
Yeah, Rivera actually was right there in the backfield waiting for him, but Thibodeau, very shifty, and got out of his grasp. So it's 2nd down and 2. See if we can get something going here. Back to Thibodeau up the middle, and it looks like he's going to be
not so much.
Stopped for no gain.
I think he may even lose a yard.
It looks like the ref's giving him right on the line of scrimmage. But he didn't get any farther than that for sure.
Got Dr. Casey here, Stan. He's, of course, his orthopedic clinic, one of the sponsors tonight. I see him on the sideline in his camouflage.
I'm glad he gave Dr. Sanak a break so Dr. Sanak can just watch his son, right?
Yeah.
That was Rontre Carter on that tackle.
You've said that name before.
We have.
Big down.
Looked at the
We're gonna see Heaney right here, you think? Nope.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's going to throw it out to the outside. And nice.
Got it.
Nice reach.
LePere.
It didn't look like he was going to get it, but second effort, it was throw was a little bit high, and it looked like a little bit later than he wanted. But he was able to just reach for that first down. Nice play. Keep the chains moving. 5:06 left in the third. Vanderbilt Catholic has the ball on the 31-yard line with a first down and hopefully a little momentum.
Yeah, this is a must drive for Vanderbilt at this point. And pretty soon, they get a few more yards, we're going to see 4th down territory. They got to change the momentum.
Brewerwood in motion. Heaney steps back, and he throws it out to Brewerwood. Oh, right through his hands at the 40.
That's a little bit of the wetness, I would imagine.
Yeah, I would say so.
Tried to cradle that ball a little bit.
Yeah, nice throw. Hit him right in the hands. He just kind of was caught in between. Do I have my hands forward, backwards? Because he was kind of on the run when he threw it out there. So, but it was a good throw. Again, Vanderbilt's going to have to pass the ball to move the ball. That's obvious. They've got to mix it up, and I think they're doing a good job of that. But you got to make it happen when you have those opportunities.
Heaney is 4 for 6 in the game to this point. Not a whole lot of yardage.
Hand the ball off to Jace Matthews, and he is around the right side, picks up 1. It's going to leave a 3rd, and Jace Smith. I'm sorry, Jace Smith.
They got Hemel down here. They're stretching Hemel. They've been working on him, and I imagine he is a little sore. He's been making some serious tackles tonight, but he's up. He's gutsy for sure.
That he is. He's a senior. He's had a really good career at Vanderbilt. Very athletic kid.
4-minute mark in the 3rd quarter, at the 4-minute mark.
3rd down and 9. He's got the ball, drops back, throws it over the middle, and it's picked off.
Ooh, that can't happen.
Oh, he got stuck. Is that number 21?
No, I don't know who intercepted it, but Heaney sure could play defense.
Yeah, Ethan Lentz, number 7, intercepted it, and Heaney smacked him on the sidelines. A few people had him, but boy, Heaney cleaned it up really nicely. But that was sure a mistake. He threw it into coverage. 3 guys around the ball, and it was intended for Bourgeois. Wow.
The defense has got to step up right now. You knew you were going to have one situation of adversity, at least one situation of adversity. Here it is.
Backs are up against the wall here. 3:45 left in the 3rd. 10-0 Shaw. Ball on the 22. Shaw still in at quarterback. Franklin in the backfield. Same play, that is like the play.
Yeah. But I go back to the discipline of Shaw. They're very disciplined. They don't bite on a lot of things. They scout it obviously very well. They stay in their positions and they do their job.
Yep. Franklin somehow picked up a yard on that. I didn't see that he had any room to run, but he picked up 1. It's going to be 2nd and 9. So on the other side of Shaw on this time. Really think this is where he may put this one in the air. Let's see. Nope, he takes it himself.
Oh,
and
look,
he stopped.
Crash
Great
Menard.
job. Yeah, Menard out there. Picked up about another yard. So it'll be 3rd and 8.
Crash Menard on the stop. Maybe good for 1 yard to bring up 3rd and 8. Here we go. 3rd down.
It's Alan Shaw's 9th carry of the game. He's got 21 yards, and he sort of did this in some earlier games where he does a good job of running the option and holding on to the ball, but Vanderbilt's just had everything covered. They're playing good, sound.
Man, give credit to the defense. They've only given up 10 points and against a very good football team. You got to score to win. Shaw's going to throw the ball down the field, and it looks like
picked off.
No, I think that ball hit the ground.
It did hit the ground. Coleman with good coverage again. I kind of saw the referee reach for his flag and then not throw it, and it looks like there's a little conference over there.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what's going on. It looks like the 2 referees, the side judge, meaning the line judge, and
wait,
what are they calling?
Interception.
A touchback.
Oh. Now, I don't know what y'all, I can't see from this angle. I'm on the field.
I'm going to have to, the referees are still talking about it. If we can get the replay up, because I am not sure what happened.
Because that was a 3rd down.
No, it's an incomplete pass.
We thought it was incomplete up here, Martin. It looked close, but we thought it was incomplete, and now they're calling it incomplete.
It's funny. How do you talk the referee into being
that is
a touchback, and then now it's incomplete with no replay?
I'm going to go ahead and say this. We saw these guys an hour and a half before the game walking the field, and they look so professional. But I haven't seen anything tonight that leads me to see a whole lot of professionalism.
I'm just trying to figure out how you change that call.
Wow, this is a long field goal, 37 yards.
It's up, and it is
no good.
Wait. It is good.
And it's good.
It is good. I think it just
He made it by a foot.
skimmed over the bar. It was
Did
a
it
line
hit
drive.
the ball guy?
Well, wait. Give me that replay one more time. The ball guy looks like he's a little aggravated.
And the score with 2 minutes and 6 seconds.
That is
I mean, the referee
wild.
even looked back and he said, "What? Can we get that replay one more time?" All right. It did. I don't think he made that.
I don't think he did
No,
either.
he did. He made
Oh,
it.
you sure?
Did he?
Yeah, it went over by about a foot.
Hey, listen.
I can tell you on TV, it does not look like that went over the bar.
And obviously, Martin's got a lot better view.
Field
than we
level,
do.
but
Well,
man, that was close.
I don't know. Maybe when I see the replay. This segment brought to you by Dr. D.
Listen, that turnover was big. We made that comment too at the very beginning of the game. The teams are so evenly matched that a turnover here, a slip, a fall, a call, all of those things are huge.
Look, 2 touchdowns and you're up. I mean, we've got to score. Vanderbilt doesn't score, it doesn't matter. You're not going to win.
I agree.
So they've got to figure out a way to get the ball down the field, put some points on the board, put some pressure on Shaw to get them thinking. You know, the momentum is all their way. LePere picks up the kick and he squirts through and he's got a nice return out to about the 34-yard line. Give him some decent field position to start. But there's only 2 minutes left here in the third quarter. And, you know, this is the point you either come back or it starts slipping away real quick.
Yeah, you got to get something going here, get some momentum. And, you know, offense has got to help this defense out a little bit.
Deepest penetration for Vanderbilt so far has been down to the Shaw 34-yard line.
Yeah.
So you're still talking about, you know, trying to make a little headway.
Well, and you know, you talk about those mistakes. They had gotten down to the 21, and that was the block in the back on the interception.
Oh, yes.
You know,
correct.
So that's what pushed it back so far to get us to that 34. So you know, we've got to cut out those mistakes. This game's too close. Heaney back, he throws the ball deep, and it's going to LePere, and it was nice defense by number 2.
Yeah, they had a blanket on.
Jackson Williams, senior defensive back.
And
that ball was a little bit further, maybe, but he got up there.
Let me just mention again, Dr. Casey out here, and been roaming the sidelines and watching a little football tonight.
A little football. How you doing, man?
We're doing all right. And Jamie, of course, is she's nervous. She's nervous right now. I don't blame her. And thank y'all for supporting Vanderbilt and the athletics, and thank y'all for the sponsorship. All right, so crunch time now. We need a play here.
All right. Heaney hands it off to Thibodeau, and he goes nowhere.
That's another thing Shaw does. It's not just one guy who's going to tackle you. They got guys who have a nose for the ball, and a few of them get in on that because Bryce Thibodeau usually escapes that one guy.
Right, that first guy, he's shifting. Martin, I think you might be interested in this. Of note, at halftime, the Tulane Green Wave lead North Texas 24-7. Tulane trying to get that final spot in the college football playoff.
In the battle of coaches who are going elsewhere.
And both green.
Yeah.
Green Machine and the Green Wave.
Yeah,
so.
well, you got to pull for the Green Wave. You got to.
Yeah. Look, they've had a great year, and I do like Summerall. I'm sad he's leaving.
What was that?
Looks like a timeout, Vanderbilt.
Yes, it is. Big down, because Vanderbilt has to get something going here. You know, we look at the passing game for Vanderbilt, and it has been good all year, but I read an article from mid-season related to Hank Tierney, and he was talking about his team, because they had come off tough losses to Rummel and Carr, right? I mean, who beats Rummel and Carr anyway? And he said, I could tell you one thing, my defensive backfield is really good. And that makes me.
I was just about to say their defensive backs have taken away, and I know the rain has helped on that long route, but they have just not given Vanderbilt any seams to throw it in. They've covered everything.
Look, and what just happened, I mean, it maybe if that ball is 1 yard longer, Henri LePere makes that catch, but it was just slightly short, and he pulled the old basketball move. He just jumped straight up and swatted it. He didn't try to intercept it. He just swatted the ball.
You have to be
and
perfect.
Very athletic.
You got 9 return. on defense. I mean, that's experience.
But we still have a ball game. It's only 13. You never know. You can break one at any time. This is football. So let's see. You got 3rd and 9. Heaney in the shotgun. You got 5 wides.
There's the blitz coming, unless he's faking it.
Yeah, he dropped back. That was number 7. Heaney's going to throw it. Oh, now he's going to turn up and run. And he gets stopped. That one looked like it hurt.
Looks like he's going to only pick up about a yard.
Yeah.
That'll bring up a 4th and about 7, maybe 6.
He got a helmet right in the thigh on that one.
That's you get a good pass rush and you get cover guys, and that's what happens.
38 seconds left to go in the 3rd quarter, and I think Coach Wallace is doing the right thing. It's as you mentioned, it's only 13.
Yeah.
You know. Boy, Heaney's kind of coming off with a little limp in his step.
He caught that helmet right in the thigh. Thankfully, that leg was lifted when he caught it, or it might have not been as well. But
after this change of possession, we're going to get to the sponsors again, right?
Okay. Very high snap. Good punt by Bourgeois there.
Oh,
and
not a good bounce.
35-yard line. It stopped.
All right, let's mention our sponsors again, making this happen. We've donated all of the net proceeds. We have a few little bitty expenses, but all the net proceeds going to Vandebilt Catholic because of Terrebonne General Health System. I want to thank Phyllis and Rhonda for helping us out here tonight. We appreciate that. South Louisiana Bank, Steve, thank y'all. Gulf Coast Orthopedic, you just saw Dr. Casey out here. And we got Barker Buick, Barker Honda, Mike Barker and the Barker family. Brown & Brown Insurance, Chris LePere, thank you. Trapp Chevrolet, Hanky and Barry, we appreciate you. Quality Rental Tools, Jack Clemens, Jamie Womack, St. Martin and Bork. We got Chuck, we got Chris, Mike and Ginger. They're getting ready to do Christmas giveaways next week all around the area. They do a great job. Got Terrebonne Ford, Brett Barker, John Giuso, and Ann Barker. I'm going to talk to Chuck right now because they do so much for the community at St. Martin and Bork, and y'all gearing up for this week, right?
Yeah, Martin. So, again, Wednesday, we'll be going around to the local schools doing our Santa Claus program. You know, you've heard me and you and I have talked about over the years. It's my favorite thing we do every year. We're able to bring Christmas presents to kids who may not otherwise have gotten things. And say not us, we got Santa Claus and we help him bring presents. So big day on Wednesday. We're really looking forward to it.
All right, there you have it. And as we talk, that field right here is real slippery, but number 15 doing a good job for sure.
Yeah, it's Tyree Lowe.
That's the 2nd completion of the game, and it's a big one. It gets it into Vandebilt territory.
Look, he's long and lanky. He's about one of those 6'5" wide receivers that were down on the field. I mean, you can see he had some speed.
Steve, I don't know if that was a pass. He might have thrown that ball backwards.
Did he?
Nonetheless, it's a big game.
I was a little ahead of it, so I couldn't see.
But they see they're letting him throw a little bit now, and that's Franklin. Fairchild wraps him up, but he picks up about 2 yards.
That's what I say. You know, Fairchild's in position.
Yeah.
You know, makes a pretty good play, but when it's all said and done,
he hit him in the backfield.
Franklin usually has positive yardage.
Yeah, he's strong because Fairchild's a big guy, and he hit him in the backfield, and he just ran right through it. He had to drag him down.
All right, any points is not good on this drive.
No.
Yeah, this would be tough.
Throws the ball out to the flat, and
big game. But they're going to call a holding.
Yeah, he got about 25 on that play.
Pass completes Almado on the sideline. It goes for another big game, but it looks like there's a flag.
And the Shaw coaches are giving an earful to that ref. I think he had his hands inside the cylinder. Now, whether he grasped the jersey, they're saying hold him.
Holding call against the Eagles, and now they're pushing back 10 yards.
You know, this is just a point of the game. And any team, any person who's been in this situation, and Stan, you've coached too, is the players need a break. They need something to happen. They need something to ignite them. because they're looking at that clock. They see that clock, and it's 10:52 left. They're down 13, so they need somebody to just pick one off. They need a fumble. They need something to ignite.
I agree. Like when Wazan intercepted in the first half, it pumped everybody up. You sort of need something like that here. Shaw's done a good job of stopping the big play. That's sort of the bottom line in this.
All right, 2nd and long. They're going to let Shaw throw. Oh, nope, takes off running. And got positive yardage. Fairchild grabs him, takes him down after a pickup of about 7. Going to play a 3rd down and 9.
A design run play, the entire play. Now, I would be curious if Shaw's thinking 2-down territory at this point.
I mean, you're on the right side of the 50 to make that decision, but being up 13,
yes,
you do that.
And your defense has been playing so well.
Right.
Do we have a score on that St. Charles game?
We do, 27-21.
Woo!
And again, St. Charles Catholic still up, 27-21 over University. They're in the 4th quarter. Can't have much left to that one.
Oh,
fumble. You got it there.
And nice.
All right.
I'm not sure you go for 4 down on 4th and 10.
Oh,
so.
no, indeed.
I'm going to tell you this. That 9th grader at quarterback, number 8, is not ready for this stage.
No.
Right. No, you would never go for that at this point of the game.
Let's see. It's number 41 in there to kick it for Shaw.
Lance.
Yep, he's no, that's Peyton Dufresne, actually, who is a senior. I love to see if those guys are younger, underclassmen, just to see how they handle the situation. I don't think they're going to fake this one.
Boy, I wish Email really tried to get in there to block that.
I wish he'd have put his knee on the ground. So why didn't that kid let it go out of bounds?
Yeah, really.
So the ball's down on the 8. You got 9:50 left. 92 yards to get your first score. Because a field goal doesn't do much for you at this point. You really got to put the ball in the end zone.
You know, we haven't seen yet, but I think they might have tried this a couple of times in the last few weeks, that little seam route up the middle.
Yeah.
And it's worked out pretty good. I would send those guys deep, try that seam route again with the tight end over the middle, and see if you can't get something going. Open this defense up a little bit.
Here we go.
Heaney hands the ball off up the middle, and
that's a nice run.
Good game.
Thibodeau
Good game.
picks up about 11 yards for Bryce Thibodeau, so he got a 1st down. A little bit of breathing room. Boy, he fumbled the ball on the way down, was lucky to fall on it.
John Curtis leading St. Aug 22-19. That's a game where a few weeks ago St. Aug demolished John Curtis. That's high school football.
All right, Heaney calls for the ball, and he's got it. He's going to throw the ball, and he throws it out to Thibodeau. After faking the handoff, and nice move. He gets out to the outside and picks up about 8 yards.
Yeah.
And gets out of bounds. Of course, the clock doesn't stop. Got to get a 1st down, stop the clock. So
sense of urgency.
Vandebilt's kind of in a hurry, no huddle.
So we have a timeout?
Not sure. There's been a lot of conferences in this game.
Yeah, they need a hotel banquet room.
I'm not saying these guys are missing calls, but they don't have very good control of the game.
Well, they're taking momentum out of the game, and they've done that several times.
And like the
they're putting time back on the clock?
9:02, yeah, it was down to 8:50.
Oh, he went out of bounds and they kept the clock.
Okay, well, I was wondering, but he didn't get the first, so I wasn't sure. Right, Heaney calls for the ball. And it looks like he's going to throw. Oh, he looked for the seam route. Now he's got 18 open, but he doesn't, under a lot of duress, and throws the ball away.
Be careful.
Yeah. That's why I'm wearing yellow.
Martin, you could have intercepted that and now had 3 in the state semifinals.
No. Cramping up right here. I was cramping up in the first 30 seconds of the game.
A few more scores. Sterlington is taking over control of St. James. They win in that one 49-24. Wow. Of course, that is a replay of last year's AAA state championship game. When I say AAA, Division III non-select. Riverside Academy just up the road is leading by 7 over Ascension Episcopal. I mentioned that John Curtis score. And I got to tell you, right there in Donaldsonville, Ascension Catholic looks like they're going to the Dome. Late in the third quarter, they're defeating Westminster Christian out of Opelousas 33-7.
Really?
Wow.
Wow.
Bell Chase getting smacked by Iowa. I learned to say Iowa.
That's right.
Hey, you see what I like here? Look, that's Vandebilt's trainers working on the opposing team. I love to see that. That's good sportsmanship. That's the way it should be, right?
I agree. And they'll all help each other out. You see that with the athletic trainers at all the schools, a lot of reciprocation between everybody, and they're just looking out for the best interest of the student athlete. Again, there you see Bo Wallace, a young man standing up, who was one of the charter athletic trainers at Terrebonne General, along with Destiny Adkins, who has the, I would call it, highlighter yellow bag on her back.
I would say you're right. It's the same thing Martin's wearing. That's a big guy to pick up right there.
That is. That's a guy who at one time was the leading rusher in this game.
Right.
Well, that could be why
Jonathan
he's
Williams.
Up.
He never had to. Yeah, you're right. Boy, he'd make a heck of a fullback, though.
Yeah.
The fridge. No, who we had? Ironhead.
Ironhead Hayward.
Yeah.
Ironhead Hayward.
Well, he had a good career.
Wish we had his son on the defensive line right now.
Well, no kid, man.
We've had a few people. Remember Lorenzo Neal?
Sure.
Yep.
That guy was a bowling ball of
I agree.
a running back for the Saints.
I agree.
Yeah.
All right, third down and about 2 or 3.
I think we're going to see Bryce Thibodeau just to get a first down right here.
You know, when you look at Shaw on defense, it's like they have 14 guys out there.
Oh, no, nice. I like the
no.
One guy.
29.
Is that who it is, Martin? Number 29?
Yeah, Nelson Carter.
Yeah.
He's been around tonight.
I mean, couldn't get the blocker out in front. Even if they got the blocker out in front, Shaw was in pursuit. 21, Rontre Carter was waiting.
Listen,
so
if it wasn't Rontre Carter, it was Nelson Carter. If it's not Nelson Carter, it's Jaquan Carter.
Right.
They got all these guys out there.
I wonder if they're all related.
2 of them are brothers. I do know that,
okay.
but I don't know if the third is. Here we go.
You got 8 minutes left. Vandebilt punting. Not 4-down territory, not desperation, but boy, you're one drive away from desperation.
You know what I wouldn't mind from Vandebilt right now?
I'd take a fake right now.
You know what would be good right now, Martin? A little skullduggery.
You know, it's just, God, when you sit there and watch that clock, and I got to tell you from experience, when we moved on to the finals and we played Houghton, and they controlled the game on us. And don't think the players don't look at that clock and it starts getting in their head.
Yeah.
Start, you know, when it starts setting in that, hey, something better happen real quick. So I think we're at that point.
Well, I got to add to that, you know, in 91, when we won the state championship over on the east side of town, we beat Bolton down there at South Terrebonne Memorial Stadium 28-0. And when we were finished with the game and we were excited, we're going to the Dome, we were sitting in there, and Richie Curlin and all those guys obviously were there, and we all looked at each other and said, if we'd have lost that game, we would have just been, and that's what's tough about this. You know how close it is, right?
They're going for it.
Wow.
Okay, I was wrong.
This might be your ball game right here.
And he's got the ball. He drops back to throw. Puts it up. Oh, no!
Oh, just overthrown. That's Ordon. God, dog, just over the outreached arm of William Ordon.
And look, he was open, but you threw it a little bit high, ball's a little bit wet. You got to put that a little bit lower. He had the room to make that throw into his chest.
8 minutes left in the game. 13.
Ball's on the 22-yard line for Shaw.
I guess your best chance here is to hold it to 3. Well, obviously to hold it to nothing, but if it's 3 and it's 16,
2 scores.
Well, let me tell you, this ball's not going to see the air unless it's a little short dink pass or something like they've been doing. But he's not going to risk this game on any interception.
You got Shaw in at quarterback, the running quarterback, obviously. Franklin is in the game. I think you're going to get a heavy dose of Franklin right now. Oh, nope. Pulled it back, and great tackle by Menard. He was waiting on him.
What a great defensive game by not only Crash Menard, the entire defense of Vandebilt.
And He-Mail just comes up and sticks you. That dude's got,
yes, he did.
That's
he does.
Kamikaze kind of guy right there.
Between Townsend and Crash Menard and Email, no regard for their body. And they're going to let the clock roll in this one.
Yeah.
16 left on the play clock, 7:26 left in the game.
They're in no hurry. Ball's on the 21. They picked up 1 on that. There's Franklin picking up his 5 yards.
And you know it's 4 down territory.
Well,
I
it's
say
the
that.
yards after the hit, that he gets. He just gets second effort yardage all night long.
It's what they call methodical. You
Yeah.
know, it's just kind of, and it sort of demoralizes you after a while.
Kind of that Thurman Thomas kind of deal. You never think he's running hard, but he's running over you and running past you.
And remember, this is an offense that has 1 returning starter and 1 kid who played a little bit on the offensive line.
Yeah.
There he goes again. Oh, he tripped up.
I don't know if he's got a first down.
I don't think he got the first.
He's short by about a yard.
Do you kick this and go up 16?
I don't think so. Not the way your defense is playing.
Oh, no. I'd bring the field goal unit out.
If it was 1 score, it might be a different situation, but with 2 scores, I go for it
They're going to go for it. You got 4th and 1.
I'd load the wagons right here for Vanderbilt.
Shaw is in the shotgun. Looks over to his coach. Make sure they're in the right formation. They haven't moved. Hands the ball off to Franklin, and he's got it. Straight up the middle, and he is going in for the score.
He's in.
What a run by Franklin. He just put his head down and just powered his way to the end zone.
He gets better as the game goes on.
And you said it before the game, he is the player to watch on offense, and
he's everything.
Dang sure is.
He's everything for him. There's no option at running back. Think about it. He's the only running back who's got the ball the entire game for them. They certainly don't have much of a passing game. And they're young.
And you got to give credit to Shaw's offensive line. I mean, we knew they would have a pretty good defense. They were bringing 9 back. But I don't think we expected the offense to work the ground like this, although Vanderbilt, I got to tell you, has played a good defensive game up to this point. Vanderbilt's probably getting tired on defense.
I would have to believe they're going to go for 2 right here to make it 21. I'm not sure that's why they called the timeout, but
he left the tee out there. We'll see.
If they left the tee, they're going to kick it.
But, Martin, getting back to that, I mean, Vanderbilt's going to now give up either 20 or no, he picked it up.
He went pick up his tee.
So 19 or 21 points, but they have not played bad at all.
No.
They've given up, you can't think of any really big plays. I mean, might have been a 13, 14-yard run right there, but, they're wearing you down. Vanderbilt's defense has been on the field a long time.
And Martin
and in tough field position.
Yeah.
Martin said it multiple times in this game, give Shaw's defense, who returned 9 starters, a lot of credit. Here we go. 2-point conversion.
Franklin.
They're trying to
throw it to Shaw, and Coleman was, oh no.
And they called a flag.
Oh, wow.
Excuse me, they threw a flag.
They're going to move it to the 1 yard line now.
So if you look at that, you know, on the replay, slapped his hand, and that's kind of about it.
Yeah, I'm not sure that had to be called.
He was directly behind the receiver. He couldn't see if there was contact.
I know this. When Alan Shaw went down, the head basketball coach of Shaw, who's probably sitting on the other side, just held his breath for a little while.
He's a good basketball player.
Starting point guard for the last 3 years, has been starting since he's in the 8th grade.
Okay.
So you got Rontre Carter and he who have been starring at that school since they've been in the 8th grade.
Oh, now you're going to move it back.
That might be their first offsides today.
So now do you just go ahead and kick the extra point?
I don't know, man. I mean, what do you have to?
Yeah, you kick the extra point.
I mean, do they really think they're going to give up 3 scores at this point?
They don't.
No, but you go kick it. That's
football.
It's just coaching 101.
Exactly. Football's football, and when you get to this point.
Let's see.
What I would hope,
out.
and I'm not saying that this is a lost cause by any stretch of the imagination with 5:43 left, but I would love to see is to make sure that these Vanderbilt folks stick around to the end of this game. That's what I would love to see.
And you know, you're working in the rain here and they're kicking. Of course, you won't have that in the dome, but you know, I was going to say maybe they're working on next week, but they don't have that problem if they advance.
They blew the whistle.
But it is good.
That's good.
Kid's got a leg on him, though.
Yeah.
I did want to mention this, too. So Shaw plays in the same district as St. Charles Catholic. St. Charles Catholic blasted Shaw
they
the
did.
first time. That doesn't mean anything. Look what John
Curtis. It was like
Curtis
31-0 or 35-0.
I think it was 24.
24.
I will say this. In that same breath, you have John Curtis, who's giving, you know, St. Aug all they can handle tonight. And St. Aug, obviously, is a good football team that handled John Curtis earlier in the year.
Let's see.
All right, while we wait, let's run through these sponsors again if we can. Terrebonne General Health Systems, South Louisiana Bank, Gulf Coast Orthopedic, Barker Buick Honda, Brown & Brown with Chris LePere, Trapp Chevrolet, Quality Rental Tools, St. Martin and Bourke, Terrebonne Ford. We appreciate all of them helping us bring you this game. And all the net proceeds go to Vandebilt Catholic, and we appreciate them helping us take the game to you.
Here we go.
All right, LePere picks up the ball and runs it out to almost the 30-yard line.
Credit the special teams at Shaw, too, because that's one thing Lake Charles Prep did not have last week. A very good special teams. Here we go, some updated scores real quick. John Curtis still leading St. Aug in the fourth, 29-25. Riverside Academy is going to be in the dome. They're taking care of Ascension Episcopal. St. James is getting blasted tonight, 56-24. Wow. And Ascension Catholic going to be in the dome. They're winning 39-7. Let's get to that St. Charles, 27-27. St. Charles Catholic and University.
Incredible.
All right, Heaney back to pass. Looking down the field, and he can't find anyone, and just kind of throws that one away. It's out of the pocket.
You know, I gotta say again, I'm right here watching these defensive backs, and they are on these receivers like glue. I haven't seen that all year in a Vanderbilt game. So you gotta credit Shaw's defensive backs. They're athletic, they're fast, and they're smart.
And all starters last year on a state championship team.
Martin, you missed your opportunity to say you hadn't seen anything like that since '77 when you were on glue. All right, Heaney back to pass. Oh, throws it.
That might be a touchdown.
2 receivers fall down.
That might be a touchdown.
Yep.
Oh, man.
I don't know if you saw, but both receivers fell down before the ball was thrown. Kind of not much you can do in that case.
Just kind of got away from Vanderbilt. I did get a note from my old coaching friend, Francis Labatt. Ascension Catholic, his proud alma mater, is now winning 41-7 over Westminster of Opelousas.
Yeah, this is tough sledding right now for Vanderbilt. It's a shame because you know, as you get worn down in these games, and you know, just mistakes start happening. But a little unfortunate. But you know, and I know people hate to hear it at this point, but Vandebilt's progressing. The program is progressing, and Brian Wallace has the program in the right direction. These things hurt and they suck, but you know, it's been slowly trending upward.
I agree 100%, Martin. I think the future is extremely bright for the Terriers.
Yeah, went to the quarterfinals last year, lost a tough game to E.D. White.
We do want to mention they will be in a new district next year. The district will be, in all probability, 8-3A, which would house Lutcher. It would house, obviously, Vandebilt Catholic. It would house St. Charles Catholic. It would house St. James, Berwick, which Berwick's probably sitting there going, why us? And it would have Patterson in there also.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough district. Got some good power points when you play, though.
It is, and they will be playing in this same bracket. So I hope folks realize they're still going to be playing in the bracket. And I know a lot of people are going, no more E.D. White. They will play E.D. White in non-district ball.
Yeah, Vandebilt and E.D. White cannot not play. That rivalry goes back way too long to give that game up.
So, Steve, you mentioned this a little bit earlier, the Tulane score. I just noticed that Shaw's fight song is the Green Wave fight song.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay.
And the score is still 24-7 over North Texas, third quarter with 10 minutes left. I just can't fathom college football anymore with two coaches who won't be coaching at that school anymore and coaching
and listen,
the game.
if Tulane wins this game, does Summerall coach them through the playoff?
Yes.
Yes, he does.
He does.
They already told him he would.
He wouldn't if it was a normal bowl game.
Right.
But if it's
CFP, I mean, how could you?
But he did it with class.
Yeah, he did.
He did it with class, and Tulane knows he did it with class. So
I agree.
That's what you get.
I just wonder how many of those Tulane kids go with it.
It's good to see Tulane having that kind of success.
Yeah.
Yes, it sure is.
I mean, Steve Calderera is on top of the world right now.
He's there right now, Martin. As you mentioned it, I saw him this morning, and I said, "You're on your way." He said, "Not quite yet. I'm gonna go this afternoon."
I tell you,
Drew Bro's a diehard.
That's a great stadium. When Nichols had the opportunity to play Tulane in football a few years ago, we had a group of us that went. What they did to not have to play in the Superdome and to play in that stadium on campus, it was such a nice event. I actually went this week to the Nichols-Tulane last week basketball game. Fogelman's a really cool place.
Yeah, I agree with you. All of their athletic facilities are really neat.
All right, Heaney out to Bourgeois for a very short gain, about 3. 5 minutes left, 27-0 Shaw. It's getting out of hand a little bit here in the fourth. Close game up until about 3 minutes ago.
So I was wrong. I'm so thankful for this person to send it in. Wrong fight song. This is On Wisconsin, which would beg me to wonder why Shaw is playing On Wisconsin. But I thought, well, their uniforms got a little green in them.
Yeah. All right, Heaney back to pass. He pulls it back, and he's going to run with it. It looks like there's going to be a hold on the play. Number 16 threw the flag right on top of him.
Well, these officials at this point got to let them play.
And that was just kind of a fight in the middle of the field. I'm not sure why that would be a holding call, but
I don't think LePere even realized that this is going to be called on him. Oh, by the way, they're talking about it again.
Yeah.
Man. They got a lot of conferences.
They're great communicators. Let's just look
not
at the
only
positive.
That, the White Hat's not really involved.
No, but that was the state trooper, the tall guy.
The tall guy was the state trooper. Okay.
And that's a lot of talking for holding. Oh, on Shaw. Okay.
The trooper was looking for the skid mark.
Well, I have to sit here and wonder why a Shaw kid would be holding a Vandebilt kid.
Well, and I think it was because he was a wide receiver. He was in a route, and Haney pulled the ball down.
Sense.
So that's all I can gather.
Makes sense.
I mean, I'd just like to see Vanderbilt go down here and get something.
Yeah.
Just
absolutely.
You know, they've had a great year, and
So this looks like it'll be a first down. Give Vandebilt, you know, some decent field position. Martin out to the 45 with 4:26 left, you know.
Ouachita leading Neville, not leading, they say this is the final, 14-7. That would be a big upset.
What's that St. Charles score?
Last 27-27. Let's see if we can get an update. You know Coach Rod's on it, Martin.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right, Heaney back to pass. You know, just let it go here. Oh, no.
Flag.
I think that's an incomplete. Yeah, okay.
Incomplete pass.
That's going to be holding on Vandebilt. But Heaney was under some duress right there. Looks like he's hurt.
Still 27-27 in the fourth quarter. St. Charles Catholic against University. Of course, the winner of that game takes on the winner of this game. I would say with 3:53 left in our game, 27-0, Shaw in the lead. Shaw, in all probability, going to be back in the Dome this upcoming week.
Lentz really put a shot on Heaney right there, and
by the way,
he may be done for tonight.
State championship game for Division II Select is at 7 o'clock on Friday night. If y'all will remember, last year it was at noon.
Yes, I was there.
This year they moved it back to 7 o'clock. They kind of rotated each year.
The young man has played his heart out all season. He's taken a lot of shots.
Can't say enough about the effort. Listen, I can remember him coming in late in the year last year and just doing a fabulous job.
He played the Edie White game at Vandebilt, the last regular season game, and he did outstanding. Edie White was able to come away with the victory, but it wasn't anyone's fault. He played a really good football game.
Listen, I have relatives there at Edie White who coach. My cousin Eric Wagesback works in the defensive backfield and said that kid was spectacular.
He was, especially since he was a tight end. He was a backup quarterback. He played tight end most of the year because he's got great skills running the ball.
Verdon's in.
Yep, you see in the future at quarterback right here.
Takes over the first down.
And it wouldn't be odd for him to let it go. He likes to throw the ball, but they hand it off, and
great move.
Great run out to the 50-yard line by Jay Smith.
Jay Smith.
Look what I found down here. A heater.
Oh, we heard that.
We did hear that. I don't know who it was, but good job.
Chuck getting his digs in.
Could you tell Chuck we appreciated that?
He's a sponsor, so he can say that.
Yeah, you're right. All right, that turns a 1st and 20 into a 2nd and 5.
So the defensive backs are your starters, but everybody else up there in the front is your reserves.
Now they put Rontre Carter back in the defensive backfield instead of at linebacker, and they said that's the position that they're looking at him in college is a strong safety.
That must have slipped out of Colin Verdon's hands.
It did. It came out pretty bad.
3rd down and 6.
I think despite Chuck's criticism of me sitting in front of you, I think I'm going to do it anyway.
I don't blame you.
Chuck's pretty quick, though.
Oh, yeah. He's from all those Saints on the Bayou shows. He's got to be quick.
He actually told me when I was coming up here, go up there, you softy.
All right, we got a 3rd and 5. Verdon tucks it, and he's going to run. Wait.
It's getting a little chippy
Jackson
out there.
Williams kind of laid on him after he had slipped and fell. I'm kind of surprised they didn't throw a flag on that, you know.
2:46, clock is running.
They're going to go for it here. Well, maybe not.
I think we're going to see some younger kids. I think the coaches are talking to them maybe about coming in and do a little defense.
I think it's worth noting that both University and St. Charles Catholic are moving out of this bracket next year. So you're going to see Vandebilt and heck, Edie White and our local schools are going to be going a long way in the future in these brackets for sure. Now Turlings Catholic is moving in, and that's a pretty good ball team.
And as they punt, I want to go back and get that the sponsor list again.
Nice job to get that punt away.
I'll let y'all do the sponsors on this one since my paper's way over there.
We got it.
Let me guess, because you're over there by the heater.
You're doggone right.
I understand. All right, Martin. Well, we'll give some props to our sponsors, which is Terrebonne General Health System, South Louisiana Bank, Gulf Coast Orthopedic, Barker Buick Honda, Brown & Brown, Trapp Chevrolet, Quality Rental Tools, St. Martin and Bork, and Terrebonne Ford. Thank you to everyone for letting us put this on the air for all the people. You know, actually, Martin, I was kind of, when I saw the rain and I looked in the stands, people came today.
They did.
I was surprised.
People
You know, I was like, man, just the way the weather's looking, even tomorrow it's looking bad. Maybe people, and look, if they're home, at least they're watching, but people showed up for Vandebilt tonight.
I saw them watching in the
impressed.
stands. They were watching on their phones.
Martin, listen, kudos to you and your staff here to bring this to everybody who couldn't be here tonight. It's something that was nice to do. Obviously, our sponsors are a big part of that, but that being said, we were talking about this before the game. Wouldn't it have been nice in 1977 to look back at a game that was carried like this, right?
Well, like Steve said, the only thing we have to, and I had the film, I put it out this week. We had black and white film, and most of it was overexposed. And
yeah,
I mean,
we have it on the monitor right now. Yeah.
Kentley Fairchild's son said, "Daddy, they were slow." And Kentley tried to tell him, "No, that's film, son. It just looks slower in video."
Oh, Martin, we seeing some guy running for about 50 yards right now, though.
That was Strojan.
Oh, that was the guy? Yeah.
Yeah, that was Strojan. And he ran over me about 5 times.
Yeah.
He was a stud.
Martin was overexposed right there.
Yeah, he was a stud. Yeah, he just got inducted in the Hortons Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
He played 4 years for Texas A&M.
Oh, wow. Here we go. 40, 39, 38, clock running. And
yeah, this should be it.
Yeah, this will be the last one.
And as they take in there, I got to say, Chuck was the first one that brought his sponsor money to HTV. He hand-delivered it, and I want to thank him for that with all the sponsors, because it helps the school out, and we got to keep helping the school out, right, Chuck?
Martin, again, we'd like to do a weekend to get back to the community. Love being able to help out Vandebilt. It was a great run they had. Sorry to see they weren't able to pull the victory off tonight, but I think we need to be super proud of them. The team went a lot further than a lot of people thought they would ever do. So congratulations to the Terriers. Great year. Looking forward to something even better next year.
All right, Chuck, thank you. And Stan, Steve, thank y'all. Kyle, thank you for spotting. I want to thank Jason. I want to thank Dwayne. I want to thank Darren, Gazelle, for coming out here yesterday, setting up in the rain, making all this happen. And I want to thank Vandebilt Catholic's administration for just the love they showed us, getting everything we needed. I want to thank Vandebilt for having a lot of class here. 2 good schools here, 2 great programs. I want to thank Coach Wallace, Jeremy Geldner, and everybody who we communicated with making this happen. And guys, thank y'all very much. Appreciate it. But there we are.
Tough one. One of those that you feel for the seniors.
Yeah, well, I tell you, you remember the old Houston Oilers, Bum Phillips?
Yes.
They knocked on the door, then they beat on the door. Well, we went quarterfinals, semifinals. Let's see what happens next year.
I would agree. There was a point in time where I thought it would be tough for one of our bioregion schools to make these sort of advancements, but I think on a yearly basis, especially in this Division II Select, we have some good teams in our area, and we're going to see it on a yearly basis.
Well, my friend, I appreciate you working with me on this, and hopefully we'll get to do this a few times next year.
No, this was a blast. This was a blast. Again, I just sort of feel for the seniors. But again, you know, I mentioned I hope a lot of the fans don't leave from Vandebilt, and they didn't.
They did not.
They're here supporting the kids, and we certainly appreciate that. We wish Shaw the best of luck. It's going to be a tough one with them. Again, the latest score we got on the other side of the bracket was a tie game, 27-27, late in the 4th. That may have changed to this point. But nonetheless, Sean going back to the Dome.
All right. Are we sending it back down to the field to Martin to close us out?
Well, I'm looking for my jacket. I see it right here.
Jason's got it up here, I think.
No, I see a lot of people. We knew they came out in the rain. They came out to support Vandebilt, although a disappointing night, you got to give Vandebilt a lot of credit. They played hard all year long. The kids played hard. They fought hard. And this is just one of those deals. Let's listen in.
On Wisconsin. No, that's not on.